Tuskegee fans, get ready. The hard-hitting action of Golden Tigers football is back as the winningest HBCU football program in the nation. All eyes are on the Golden Tigers in the 2024 football season, with over a nation-leading 714 wins, 12 HBCU national championships, and 28 SIAC titles. The Golden Tigers are set to add another trophy to the crowded Tuskegee mantle with a championship run this season. As they do so, the Golden Tigers Sports Network is ready to bring you all the action from the gridiron, from every play to every touchdown. GTSN will be there with all of the excitement of Tuskegee football, and our coverage begins right now. Let's go inside the stadium. Here with the call, GTSN's Charles Ward, Mark Lassiter, and Double S, Simone Stanley.
Started out foggy here in the Atlanta area earlier today, but things have cleared up considerably as it relates to weather. And the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee trying to clear their way to their sixth straight win. They're on the road this afternoon as they get set to meet the Panthers of Clark Atlanta University in significant SIAC action. Glad you could join us on the Golden Tigers Sports Network for our continuing coverage of Tuskegee football. Charles Ward, Mark Lassiter as usual. And Mark, we're back where it all started, brother.
Back where it all started. But think about where it started when the Tuskegee Golden Tigers were 0-3. I went on the way over to the stadium today. I was listening to one of your favorite groups. And they said, let's talk about all the good times and all the bad times. That may be. Let's talk about six. The Golden Tigers going for their sixth consecutive victory.
Indeed, they are. They come in at 5-3 overall and 5-1 in the SIAC to meet the Panthers of Clark Atlanta, who started out as gangbusters in the SIAC. They are 5-2-1 overall now and 4-2 in the SIAC. We'll talk more about this in the Booster Display pregame show, that they were all kind of bunched in there, everybody looking for that number 1 and number 2 spot for the championship coming up in November. But for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee, they come off a very impressive win last weekend on the road against the Marauders of Central State. A lot of wind behind their backs coming here to meet the Panthers.
Excellent point. For the series, Charles, Tuskegee leads CAU 65-14 with 2 ties. Last week, as you mentioned, Tuskegee handled Central State. You got to wonder if Clark Atlanta may be facing a little bit of a homecoming hangover after their loss to Miles. A very sparse crowd so far gathered in Atlanta. But the one thing that I'm going to be looking for, Charles, is the definition on this red AstroTurf field that CAU plays on, courtesy of Arthur Blank of the Atlanta Falcons. Now, we're familiar with the stadium when it was natural grass, when they installed the first turf over concrete, which was a very hard surface. Walking down on the field before the game today, this field has a lot of granulated rubber embedded in it. It's a very soft playing field.
You talked about it even leading into this ball game throughout the regular season, knowing where we're coming here for this contest, that this red surface may provide just some challenges as it relates to identifying players out on the field.
Well, let's be clear about this for our listening audience. When we say red field, we're not talking about the end zones. We're talking about the entire playing field is red, white stripes, black end zones with red accent. Both end zones, CAU on the one end, Panthers on the other. But we are playing on a very unusual red artificial turf surface.
Panthers, of course, black and red school colors along with gray, and the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee in their white uniforms with the gold numerals outlined in crimson. So it may be a challenge for us, but we're committed to bringing you all the action here of Golden Tigers football on the road this afternoon at Clark Atlanta. More action ahead on the Booster Display pregame show after this time out on GTSN.
Broadcast coverage of Tuskegee Athletics on the Golden Tiger Sports Network is brought to you by Alabama Department of Public Health. Healthy people, healthy communities, healthy Alabama. Booster Digital Displays, dedicated to providing high-quality, affordable LED displays with exceptional service. TNT Fireworks, celebrating more than 100 years of America's #1 best-selling brand of fireworks. Alabama Power, developed for the service of Alabama. Wind Creek Casino, Montgomery. Elevate your game to fabulous. The Home Depot, more saving, more doing. Coca-Cola, real magic. Zuby's Taco Kitchen, Yellowwood. And by Vibes Restaurant, we're all about good vibes.
Hey, are you fixing the power?
Yep, I'm gonna get the lights back on.
Yeah, my power went out and I have to start level 14 all over again in our game. Yeah, why didn't mine go out?
Well, we have this technology that can stop an outage in its tracks.
Why?
So less people will be affected during the outage.
Why?
So you can make the level 15?
Come on, Brian. Let's go to your house and keep playing.
Good luck, guys.
Breaking into that with a ball game this afternoon against the Panthers that they absolutely have to win in order to stay in the hunt to become 1 or 2 in the SIAC.
And just to lend some perspective to this series, Charles, we know that Tuskegee has been among the top 3 teams in the SIAC traditionally. Clark Atlanta, benefiting from a very veteran team and a truckload of transfers, is suddenly right in the mix in the SIC. So the Clark Atlanta University Panthers have got to be feeling really good about their transition into the top tier of the SIAC.
We'll get back on that in a second, but as we're looking at the standings, Tuskegee right there at number 3 and a chance to break in, but they absolutely have to win against the Panthers, and they have to win out essentially in the season to even be considered to play in the championship ball game. A lot of other factors play into it because Miles is playing this afternoon against Morehouse. A lot of folks believe that's not going to be a big challenge for the Golden Bears, but you got to play it nonetheless. And Fort Valley's playing this afternoon as well. So and they play at the end of the year. They'll have Albany State, but this afternoon the Wildcats are playing Benedict, so they have a chance there to continue their win streak. So it's really absolutely essential for Tuskegee to stay on that win streak pattern. Of course, for number 6 today, they need 7 and 8 to get into the playoff run.
This is probably the most pivotal weekend of the SIAC season for head coach Aaron James of Tuskegee. I'm certain, as he's gotten in his morning workout already, he's going to keep his team focused on CAU. He knows that if they can get this victory, it is a huge leap forward from where they started the season.
Indeed. Going for number 6. When we come back, we'll go into what it's going to take for the Golden Tigers to come away with number 6. That's just ahead here on the Booster Digital Displays pregame show on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Greetings, I am Amari Christopher Hardy, the 66 Executive SGA President here at Tuskegee University. Stop what you're doing. Go to your phone, go to your computer, or go to the nearest monitor located near you and look up your voter registration status. And if you are registered to vote, then you must head to the polls on November 5th, 2024 to cast your vote for this primary election. And bring one, for we must be the change that we desire to see. In order to do that, we must have community. So again, on November 5th, 2024, we vote. TU.
Golden Tigers fans, don't forget to come out to the Aaron James Coaches Show, live every Monday at 6 p.m. at Vibes Restaurant and Lounge. Join us for an evening of exciting football insight from Tuskegee head coach Aaron James and play-by-play announcer Charles Ward with special guests. Come enjoy great food, drinks, and an inside look at all the action from the gridiron. Be part of the conversation and show your support for our Golden Tigers.
Back live here at Panther Stadium. Golden Tigers of Tuskegee getting set to meet the Panthers of Clark, Atlanta. And Mark, as we talk about this ball game, knowing the essential nature of the win for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee, let's talk a little bit about the Wind Creek Casino keys to the game for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee.
Charles, first key to the game. What happens when the third-ranked offense meets the number one rated defense? That offensive CAU, based on its passing game, we'll get into their quarterback, David Wright, as we get further into this game. But Tuskegee, once its defense got on track, after the third game in the season, they have been absolutely dominant. The challenge for their defense is to have few breakdowns in their defensive backfield. Another key to this game, will the Tuskegee defensive backs have our back? David Wright likes to go deep. They've got to cut the big plays to a minimum. When I say big plays, Charles, those are plays that go for 20 yards plus, which CAU has made a living on this season. Last point, what time is it? Key factor in this game is going to be clock management for Tuskegee. If they can maintain ball possession, they can keep the CAU offense off the field, dominate the clock.
Nice point on that. The real issue is just what you referenced about that defense or the secondary for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. If they can answer the challenge that's going to be thrown at them through David Wright, tossing the football upfield, the Golden Tigers defensively, in terms of the pass game, right now giving up 235 yards per ball game, which is a sweet spot for the Panthers.
I would expect head coach Aaron James of Tuskegee to dial up some very exotic blitzes this afternoon. We've seen him deploy his linebackers and even his defensive backs on corner blitzes during the season. I would imagine those coverages are going to be very creative this afternoon.
Take a step out for a timeout here. Back with more on the Booster Digital Displays pregame show after this break on Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Hello, I'm Dr. Mark Brown, class of 1986, president of Tuskegee University, and this is the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Staying up to date on all recommended vaccines is one of the safest preventative care measures available to protect you and your family from disease. Many children and adults that delayed vaccination during the pandemic are still behind schedule. It is crucial that we take steps to get everyone back on track with their routine immunizations. Tuskegee fans, let's all do our part to get back on track. Protect yourself and others by making sure you are up to date on all recommended vaccines, including respiratory virus vaccines. Don't wait. Vaccinate. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM. Fans, mark your calendars for a monumental event. Tuskegee University will celebrate the 100th homecoming this year on November 9th, 2024. Join us on Saturday inside Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium as the Golden Tigers take on the Miles Golden Bears with kickoff set for a 1 p.m. start time. Be sure to come out early, wear your crimson and gold, and help us make this homecoming one for the history books. We'll see you there.
Here at Clark Atlanta Panther Stadium, Golden Tigers of Tuskegee 5-3 overall and 5-1 in the SIAC. Under second-year head coach Aaron James, trying to maneuver past an obstacle that stands in their way of the Panthers and trying to get into that contention for the 1 and 2 spots in the SIAC. Mark, we talked about the keys for the Golden Tigers to come away with a win this afternoon. Anybody in particular you're keeping your eye on in this ball game for the Golden Tigers?
Charles, to be fair, normally we focus on 3 players during pregame. This afternoon, I have about 6. So I'm going to start on the CAU sideline. Let's look for 3 receivers for CAU. Armon Harris, Jamal James, and David Martin. Those are going to be key players to watch for the Panthers. In addition, on special teams, can I kick it? Yes, you can. Leonardo Cabrera is going to be a player to watch. He had a 53-yard field goal, game-winning field goal against Bethune-Cookman. Now, for Tuskegee, this is like the classic Western. The linebackers for Tuskegee, Kaquan Kimber, and the other linebacker, Smith, will be players to watch.
You talk about can you kick it for the Panthers. Clark Atlanta, I tell you one person that Tuskegee does not want to kick it to. That's Jamal Jones. You referenced him as a wideout for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. He has run 2 kicks back already for touchdowns for CAU. So the special teams for Tuskegee, which has been big all season long, got to do it again this afternoon.
That's an excellent point. I think both of these teams are very evenly matched offensively. Tuskegee may have the advantage in the run game, but CAU has a dangerous passing game, so they kind of balance each other out. Special teams, as you mentioned, that could be the deal breaker for either one of these squads. If there's a breakdown on special teams, that could be the difference in this ball game.
Indeed, we'll keep an eye on that for sure. We were talking about David Wright, the quarterback for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta, first in the conference in terms of passing, 185 out of 305. He's thrown 7 interceptions, so that means he is vulnerable to some degree because they throw it so much. And the Golden Tiger defense, the secondary in particular, has an opportunity this afternoon.
I happened to be on the elevator with one of the CAU coaches coming up to the press box area. He was having a discussion with some of the people on the elevator about the team overall. And I had to ask him a question about David Wright. I said, does he have a quick release? He looked at me and he said, real quick. And he said real quick twice. So David Wright, we know he has the 60% completion percentage, which is fairly gaudy. He's going to be a player to watch.
For the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee, Raekwon Bill, the junior, really settling in for Coach Aaron James and the Golden Tigers. He surpassed the 1,000-yard mark in terms of yardage in the ball game against the Marauders of Central State. And he is also the number 1 in the SIAC in terms of yardage per completion at 16 yards, number 3 in Division II overall. So Bill, probably the head-on-head matchup really favors Wright, but a chance for Bill to really try to step out of the shadows with this head-to-head competition.
The thing I like about both these quarterbacks, Charles, they don't turn it over. They do not throw those unforced picks. They're very disciplined. My quarterback criteria are 3 things: poise under pressure, accuracy, and also release time. Those are the things to watch in both of these quarterbacks.
Indeed. Bill last weekend for the Panthers, 7 of 18 through 1 interception, had the 1 touchdown pass, but really settling in and talking to Coach James in the coaches show on Monday night, really impressed with Bill's progress at this point in his leadership of the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. So the stage is set here on this completely red field at Clark Atlanta University. And across the way, as traditionally done here on the lawn, the CAU alums in the shaded area with the tents. As you referenced, Clark Atlanta celebrated their homecoming 2 weeks ago against the Bears of Miles College. So it's interesting to see how that layoff may affect them in this ball game. Tuskegee hoping for a slow start out of the Panthers.
Charles, you talk about the flavor of this game. This has the feel of one of those classic Western movies with the 2 gunslingers meeting in the middle of town at high noon. On one hand, you have David Wright, who's listed as 5'11", but looking at him, I would be shocked if he was taller than 5'9". On the other hand, you have Raekwon Beal. He's the more athletic, taller of the quarterbacks. So these are the 2 gunslingers that are going to meet on this red field in a few minutes.
Right, first team all SIAC, back-to-back first team. I actually got here yesterday, Mark, just kind of surveying our site in terms of the broadcast for today. Saw David Wright and head coach Teddy Keaton down on the field. They walked out, and it probably took me maybe an hour to kind of assess what we had going on as it relates to the broadcast. They were standing near the 50-yard line, just face-to-face, talking for a straight hour. So I think that's just a special chemistry between those two, because Keaton brought Wright to Clark Atlanta when Keaton came over as head coach. So it's the Panthers getting set to host our Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. Tuskegee will be receiving the football to get things started. This is a televised game, so few minutes late in terms of the kick here in Atlanta.
Also thinking about that discussion that may have happened at the middle of the field yesterday, Charles, wouldn't be surprised if part of that discussion had to be around the significance of this ball game for CAU overall and for David Wright. He's been described as one of the best quarterbacks in HBCU football. I'm going to go out on a limb and proclaim that he's one of the best quarterbacks in the nation, period, based on his performance so far.
I think that's a safe statement, no doubt about it. He has just really put up the numbers to earn that kind of description. But the Golden Tigers, knowing it's a big defensive challenge for them this afternoon, to try to answer that and see if they can shut them down. I think the key probably for the Golden Tigers is you probably can't fully shut him down, but you want to minimize other areas of the game in which you can take advantage of.
Well, it's interesting to note Tuskegee will go on offense first, so they'll have an opportunity to see if they can get on track and keep David Wright and the Clark Atlanta University Panthers off the football field.
So the Golden Tigers will have it first, back deep for Tuskegee. It'll be Rodriguez McGee Sr., the senior from Jackson, Mississippi, as Leonardo Cabrera gets things started here with a line drive kick. McGee will squeeze it, fumbled it at the 11, gets on it, now works his way middle of the gut. At the 20, got some space, past the 25, spins his way past the 30, up to the 32-yard line. So Rodriguez with a little bit of ball handling issues early on the kick, but it picked it up and good ground return after the recovery of that football. Take a look now at the starting lineup for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. Up front, it'll be Johnny Gilbert at tight end, Terrence Jordan left tackle, Sean Stithen left guard, centers LeBron Marietta, right guard Brandon Arrington, and Elliott Howell at the right tackle. Receiving core, Kavon Beckford, Justin Stith, and Reggie Brigman. At quarterback, Raekwon Build, and he's joined in the backfield this afternoon. Kind of have to wait and see. They do it by tandem. Believe that it looks like that may be Leverett out there with him. Ball fake. There it is, Leverett. Build in the pocket, trying to find some space to throw, but he's pulled down for the first sack of the ball game.
CAU with immediate pressure right up the middle on this offensive line for Tuskegee that's been fairly stout so far. That's a surprise for Beal to take the snap and have that much heat in on him that quickly.
Yeah, they were right on top of him as soon as he got that football. Looked like he was trying to drop to throw it. Loss of 4 on that play. So Tuskegee facing a second down and 14. Glad you could join us on the Golden Tiger Sports Network. Tuskegee trying to make it 6 in a row. They go to that Wildcat now. On the ground, straight ahead, slicing left side. Carry up near the 30-yard line as Ayon Pollard there.
Right before the snap, Beal was directly behind center about 4 yards deep. He went in motion, and as we've seen so far this season, Tuskegee not only likes to go to the Wildcat snap at one play, they'll do it in a sequence of plays.
Leverett, the carrier on that for the Golden Tigers. He got about 3 of the 4 back on the initial loss, so it's 3rd down and 11 now. Bill in shotgun. Trip receiver set up top of the screen. Tuskegee going right to left in this first quarter of action. Snap to Bill in the pocket. He's got some time. Fires across the middle. Got a bullet there. Catch made at the 44-yard line. Good job there spotting up behind the arc or the markers for the catch. And it was Gabriel Garman on that catch for the Golden Tigers, and that's a Vibes Restaurant first down on a good throw there from Bill.
Bill was very determined on his footwork. Set up quickly, spotted his receiver breaking open right at the 43, as you mentioned. That quick first down for CAU, for Tuskegee.
Garman, 17th catch of the season for the redshirt freshman. 1st and 10 from the 45. Snap to Bill. Ball fake. Up the field he goes. Across the middle. Good route there. An easy catch made there. Now they're on the Clark Atlanta side of the football field after the catch.
I'm going to apologize in advance. For those of you that may not be aware, we worked CAU football games for about a decade. So if we get it twisted around, forgive us.
It was Brigman on that catch, and this time it's Leverett on this run, left side. Leverett got it inside of the 35, close to that first down marker. They'll put him down at the 35. It's Tuskegee going with no huddle here, going quick after the run from Leverett.
I like the rhythm the offense is starting out with.
2nd and 3. Bill, quick snap, ball fake, shoots it out in the flats, pass thrown high, but going up to make the catch. The receiver got it on the far end of the field, and it's a Vibes Restaurant first down after the catch by Justin Stith.
Stith was breaking out on an out route right at the 30-yard line. The ball was thrown slightly behind him, but he raises up, makes a nice catch above his helmet, picks up the first down for Tuskegee.
Stith with his 16th grab of the season. Had one catch in last weekend's win over the Marauders of Central State. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line on the Clark Atlanta end of the floor. First possession by the Golden Tigers. Trying to cash in on it. Ball fake. Bill steps up in the pocket, feels the pressure, slings it toward the Panther sideline and out of bounds. Had a receiver out there in the area, was trying to get it out into the hands of Kenneth K.J. Law, but Law not able to catch that one. Bill had more time than he thought. I think he may have felt some pressure from behind, which wasn't there.
He was working against Somerset of CAU right at the 20-yard line. Raekwon Beal with a sidearm bullet to the sideline. We've seen Beal very, very creative on how he delivers the football.
2nd and 10 now after the incompletion. Garmin in motion, left side, settles at the line. Ball fake, Beal shoots it out there. Garmin, it was on a crossing route is what it looked like where Beal threw it. But Garmin was streaking down the field straight ahead on a fly.
Beal was expecting Garmin to break towards the middle where there was nothing but open field as the safeties for CAU had split and left that huge gap beyond the line of scrimmage about 10 yards deep. That's something that Beal may take a footnote on for future reference.
3rd and 10 might be a good time to take that reference right here. Need to get it to the 20 to keep the football. They're already in Ryan's field goal range, but they want to get more here.
Watching Beal during pregame, Charles, he likes to throw to the middle. I'm not so certain about his passes to the sideline, but those in routes, he is very good at hitting.
3rd and 10. Snap to Bill. Pressure at the corner by the Panthers. Bill shoots it upfield. Catch made there at the marker. That'll be good enough for the Rives Restaurant first down. Coming up with that football on the far side of the floor, that was Brigman with the catch for the Golden Tigers.
As Beal's confidence has increased during the season, you can see he's delivering the football on a rope. That throw was 15 yards in the air, right on the money.
Brigman with the grab. Beal pass out in the flats. Catch made by Stith. Trying to work the corners. Stith fights his way down near the 15 after the grab. Impressive drive for the Golden Tigers to start things off.
You need to get out of my head. I was just looking at the scoreboard. This drive has already consumed almost 5 minutes.
And that's exactly what you talked about in your keys to the ball game. You keep it away from them. 10:40 left first half. 2nd down here now for CAU after the run and catch by Stith. That's about 7 to go for the first down. Bill in shotgun. Leverett joins him in the backfield. 3 receivers to the top. On the ground. Leverett's got space. Leverett bangs his way inside of the 10-yard line, close to that Vibes Restaurant first down marker.
Good news is the big pickup by Leverett. The bad news is a flag right at the 15-yard line on the near hash mark.
First flag of this football game. Panthers backing up, and they'll get them on an illegal formation. Golden Tigers. So that'll nullify that Vibes Restaurant first down by Leverett and push the Golden Tigers back.
We've talked about the exceptional depth that Tuskegee has at running back. That time they had too many men in the backfield. Get called for the 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, this time the multiple goes the wrong way, right?
Maybe a case of too many men wanting to play at the same time.
Yeah, to speak about too many men, Golden Tigers line up 5 receivers at the top of the screen. And now Bill's going to bring about 3 of them back to the other side, but the officials are going to step in first. I think the Golden Tigers took a timeout. They were not quite comfortable with that set that they saw out there with 5. We hadn't seen that before with 5 on one side of the receiving corps.
I've heard of bunch formations. That was a committee of receivers that were lined up to the right side right before that play was called to a halt by the timeout. But CAU defensive backs have to be looking for pick plays out of that formation.
Golden Tigers take that time out. They were in jeopardy of the play clock running down. But this drive for Tuskegee started from their own 32-yard line after McGee initially fumbled the initial kickoff, able to pick it up, found some space on the inside to get the offense with some distance between them in their own end zone.
Charles, if there's any advantage that Tuskegee has on offense, it's the versatility to switch between the passing game and offense. Their depth at running back could be a huge deciding in this game.
So far, I've only seen Leverett in that backfield, but Johnny Morris is still a little bit banged up. May not see Johnny this afternoon. Did not see him last weekend. But Chase Sellers certainly is available for running duties, as is Ronaldo Spivey. Spivey caught his first touchdown pass of the season last weekend. And Spivey certainly relied on for a lot of the running for the Golden Tigers, 14th in the SIAC with 35 carries for 175 yards overall. And he had that 39-yard touchdown, or the touchdown grab last weekend for the Golden Tigers in that win over the Marauders of Central State.
The balance of Tuskegee, Charles, makes their offense just a little less predictable than CAU's offense, especially if Tuskegee can play with a lead. This would be a huge score for them to come away with a touchdown and play in front rather than playing from a deficit.
This team, in terms of the Panthers of Clark, Atlanta, losing to the Golden Bears of Miles 2 weekends ago at their homecoming. And it's the reason that they wound up losing that game is because Miles was able to do exactly what you're talking about, kind of playing in front of the Panthers. And that was enough of a cushion for them to win the ball game. So seemingly that's the formula. You want them chasing you rather than you chasing them.
And the score of that homecoming game may be a little deceptive because Miles had a huge lead to be answered by CAU later in the game. They scored 3 consecutive touchdowns, but by then it was too little too late.
Sure, lights already out. After the timeout, Tuskegee coming right out of the break mark, lining up in that same formation. They got 5 receivers at the top of the screen, and Tuskegee going right to left. And now they'll bring 3 of them back the other way on this second down and 12. Bill joined in the backfield by Leverett. Now they bring Brickman in motion. Ball fake. Bill steps up, got some space. Bill will run it left side. Bill slides at the 10-yard line. Inside of the 10. We'll see where they put him down, close to the Vibes Restaurant first down.
That slide by Beal, as you mentioned, very close to the first down marker.
Put his knee down outside of the 10 at the 10.5, it appears. They need to get it down to the 9 and about the 8.5 for the first down.
That's about as much pre-snap motion that we've seen out of the Tuskegee Golden Tigers all season.
Nice call. You're right. They're doing that same set again this time. They expect a little trickery coming here out of this set this time. Bill alone in the backfield in the pistol. He'll take the snap. Crossing route, dumped to that blockers out there, and they got it free on the inside. Leverett behind the blockers. Almost got it to the end zone, but definitely got that Vibes Restaurant first down.
We're going to have to come up with a name before we talk to the coaches about that formation. That is nothing but a flanker screen with about 4 blockers lined up in front.
That's exactly what they took advantage of, just to come back to Bill with the 3 blockers out in front, and it worked well. First and goal to go for the Golden Tigers. First possession of the ball game. 8:35 remains first quarter. Trying to punch it in early here at Panther Stadium. Bill, he'll slide out and take the Wildcat. Leverett, he'll handle. Slipped at the initial line of scrimmage and wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage as a result. Trying to get it to the outside, left side for that Golden Tiger offense, but never able to get there.
LeCedric Foster of CAU was at the point of attack, throwing that play for about a 3-yard loss. A lot of motion, as we've seen before during the season. Tuskegee calls their plays at the line of scrimmage. There are no huddles in this offensive formation. This strategy is designed to get the players to the line of scrimmage, look to the sideline for the play, burn clock.
Second and goal to go now. Push back to the 4.5. Bill in the shotgun. Leverett joins him. Bregman slides the line. They'll go with the pass. Trying to get it out in the flats. Catch made there, but bumped immediately as Leverett. Good defensive work there by the Panthers in the Hill Wilkins, the senior from Bamberg, South Carolina. Wilkins, second team All-SIAC for the second year in a row. Nice hit there on Leverett after the release of the pass, and Leverett with the catch.
Leverett simply wasn't able to turn upfield, was coming back towards his quarterback when he made that reception. Couldn't get any momentum and was thrown for that loss.
Third down, goal to go from the 4.5. No gain on the play. Bill in shotgun. Splits either side. And the snap. On the ground, Leverett. Left side, they push him, they get him. Touchdown, Golden Tigers. The line got behind him and pushed him in.
Leverett got his pad square. It was all forward into the end zone. A huge touchdown, early touchdown for Tuskegee.
6:51 remains first quarter. First possession of the ball game. Yes, I said it. 6:51 left. Tuskegee controlling the clock, and they get to 6 points. Larkin Ryan's now on to try to point after for the Golden Tigers. Ryan, 20 of 24 in point after attempt. Snap, place, kick. Ryan, yeah, he got it. Tuskegee leads it 7-0 over the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. 6:51 left in the first. We'll come to a break here on the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Hey everyone, I'm Scotteria Scott, a graduated senior animal science major hailing from Atlanta, Georgia, currently serving as the Executive SGA Elections Commissioner. As we celebrate homecoming, I want to take a moment to highlight an important event happening on November 5th, Voting Day. This year, our voices matter more than ever. Whether you're a first-time voter or someone who's voted before, let's make this homecoming memorable, not just by celebrating, but by standing up and making a difference. Vote on November 5th.
Hi, I'm Aaron James, head coach at the Tuskegee University. Thank you for listening to the Golden Tiger Sports Network. Go TU.
Back live here at Panther Stadium. Golden Tigers of Tuskegee in a must-win football game. They strike first, take it on the initial kick from the 32-yard line, and they drive it and finish the drive with Leverett left side from 3 yards out to take the 7-0 lead. Exactly what you talked about in the pregame, Mark. That's what the Golden Tigers needed to do. They've started out well here at Clark Atlanta.
And now the challenge for CAU, Charles, is to see if they've turned predictable. They have had a mediocre running game, to be honest. The challenge for David Wright and his unit is to see if they can keep Tuskegee SIAC leading defense off balance.
That drive by the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee, 68 yards, 8 minutes and 2 seconds on that drive, resulting in the touchdown. Boy, you can't script it any better than that.
And defensive players love it when you give them that extra blow on the sidelines. So far, the temperature is expected to be in the mid-70s, approach 80 degrees the time we get to halftime. So defenders appreciate that extra blow on the sideline.
So we turn to the defense now, the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. One of their biggest challenges of the season in terms of can they shut down this potent passing game of the Panthers of Clark Atlanta as Ryan gets set to kick it away.
Thing to watch for is if Tuskegee stays conservative on defense or whether they start to take some risk, bringing blitzes and exotic coverages with their quarterbacks.
Ryan with the kick. It'll be fielded down near the 5-yard line, up the middle. And Tuskegee stringing that coverage or keeping that football in the middle of the field. On the return there for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta was Ronnie West. So that Tuskegee defense will shape it up this way. It'll be Messiah Wells, Terrence Mays, Jarrell Colbreth, and Anthony Scott up front. Corners, Michael King and Adrian Glover, the two men from Tuskegee, Alabama, holding down those spots. David Wright settles at quarterback for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. Malik Moore, Charles Davis, and Noah Houghton, the linebacking core for TU. And at the free safety, Rossi Grimes and Michael McGuire at the strong. Wright, ball fake, shoots it out in the flats. First pass is a completion, and they run it out of bounds just in front of the Panther bench.
You can see David Wright surveying the Tuskegee defense, only going with 2 down linemen with their hand in the turf. The 2 defensive ends running from an upright position. They're running a basic 4-3 defense, Charles, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Tuskegee bring their defensive backs closer to the line of scrimmage, daring CAU to run against them.
Initial catch by Jamal Jones. They're one of their leading receivers with their first grab of the football game.
CAU with 3 receivers to the near sideline.
Pickup of 6 on the previous play. They go back to the other side of the field now. That catch initially made there by Ronnie West, initially hit by that Golden Tiger defense. They didn't wrap him up. He spins away, got it back to the line of scrimmage. Not much more, though. So it will remain 3rd down and 4. Consecutive back-to-back passes 4 right. And the Golden Tigers now trying to make it to 3 and out if they can stop them on this 3rd down play. Right, settles in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the top of him. They go left to right. Got some movement up front by that Panther line. That'll push him back 5.
You can see the entire defensive front of the Tuskegee Golden Tigers react as they detected movement on that CAU front. This will bring up a 3rd and long call for David Wright and the CAU offense.
For the Panthers, of note, they are 12th in the SIAC in terms of penalties, meaning the most penalized in the conference. Came into today's ball game with a total of 66 for over 660 yards in penalty assessments. That could bode well for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee.
Down is 3rd down.
So that'll make it 3rd down and 9 after the assessment. This is a better situation for that Golden Tiger defense if they can keep everything in front of them. Wright will line up in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. Panthers trying to come into the seams. They'll flush him right side, dumps it upfield. Good catch there made at the 49-yard line. Ronnie West running away from that football, able to adjust that in flight with his body to make the grab.
West made that catch in double coverage. As you mentioned, his body was going one way, turned back for the football, a little bit high by Wright, but makes the catch for the huge 1st down.
Golden Tigers trying to flush Wright that time, not giving him time to set, still able to complete that pass. 1st and 10 for CAU from their own 49. They will keep it on the ground, and not a whole lot there. Good work there by the Golden Tigers up front.
On the previous play, Charles, Tuskegee had 7 players in the box. They were playing that tight coverage. It'll be interesting to see as CAU is now at midfield if Tuskegee stays as conservative with their defensive coverages and formation.
It was Trayvon Pender, the number 7th leading running back in the SIAC on that previous carry. Got one. That was it. Right with the snap. Pressure at the corners, but he unloads on the comeback route there. Catch going to be made by Virgil Young. Young back to the interior, down at the 41-yard line, about a half-yard shy of the marker. It's going to be a challenging day for that Tuskegee secondary. Knew that coming into the ball game. Got to find a chance here to make a break. On the ground, Pender again fights ahead left side. He's got enough for a Panther 1st down at the 40-yard line. 3:32 and the clock running here at Panther Stadium remaining in this 1st quarter. Tuskegee with a 7-0 lead.
Nothing fancy for the CAU Panthers, just straight ahead football to pick up that 1st down. Tuskegee now has 5 players lined up at the line of scrimmage where they opened up with 4.
Trying to see if they can get a little bit more pressure on Wright on these passes. 1st and 10 from the 40 of the Golden Tigers. Panthers with the football. 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Whistles at the line of scrimmage. Flag coming in there. Going to have a legal procedure against the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. Their 2nd assessment in this 1st quarter.
The 2nd offensive call, as you mentioned, against CAU. Tuskegee's looks may be confusing Wright just a little bit, or their offensive linemen are just a little bit too anxious.
That'll push him back 5 to the 45. .473 yards of total offense Panthers had against the Golden Bears and Miles College, yet Miles still won that game 49-28. Potent offense, no question about it.
I would say more than 300 of those yards came in garbage time.
High snap, the right handles, looking upfield, got a man behind the coverage, wide open, laying out for the catch is Ronnie West, inside of the 10-yard line. Perfectly thrown ball by Wright, And West gave it all he had, and he's almost there at the end zone on a good grab downfield.
CAU has been famous for these chunk plays. That was a huge arc downfield as Wright was throwing that tight timing pattern, expecting his runner to get open and catch up with that football. I thought it was overthrown initially, but excellent timing pattern down deep.
So it's 1st and goal to go for the Panthers now. Wright going to settle under center this time. They'll go on the ground as Pender tries to push the pack inside of the 5s, angles to his left, got it down to the half-yard line. Golden Tigers come out of there with that football, but it will stay with the Panthers.
Wright was signaling touchdown as if they had it, and Tuskegee came away with the football as if they had it.
Denzel Moore, the junior, lining up at the up back out of an eye for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. And the Tigers take a timeout. They were trying to get a player off the field before that play snap. And go Aaron James and the Golden Tigers will take a timeout. So the Panthers of Clark Atlanta, you can see the strategy of that offense of Teddy Keaton. They were going at the corners initially on the passes. Then they got them going in the middle of the field. And they finally took the opportunity to go up top behind the defense. And the Golden Tigers just a step slow on that. West with a good catch.
You mentioned the key word. One thing you notice is the speed of the CAU receivers on the outside.
West just got that separation near the end. He came into today's ball game with 19 catches for 271 yards. Only one touchdown on the season, but he's averaging 14 yards per catch for Clark Atlanta. And that Golden Tiger defense being asked to step up here this afternoon.
We are 1 minute and 41 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and each team had the football one time.
Could be an early day for us, right? Massive drive by the Golden Tigers to start this thing. They kept it for 8 minutes and 2 seconds on their first possession. Yielded it over to the Panthers, and the Panthers trying to close out the first quarter with a score.
As you mentioned, Charles, this game is being televised on another network. Wouldn't be surprised with the way these two offenses are using the clock. We may have longer timeouts than usual as they try to fit in the normal sponsorship time around the play.
Great afternoon for football here in Atlanta, Georgia. A few clouds in the sky, but a beautiful day here early November. Golden Tigers of Tuskegee, 5-3 overall and 5-1 in the SIAC. Got to win this afternoon to stay in the hunt, chasing the Golden Bears of Miles College and the Wildcats of Fort Valley. Tuskegee right now bunched with Albany State, and just on their heels is these Panthers of Clark Atlanta. So play set to resume now, and it'll be 2nd and goal to go for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. We've seen this Golden Tiger defense step up in the past. See if they can do it here. Trying to deny this touchdown by the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. They stack it in tight. And trying to keep it tight. Looks like he got in. He did. Wright kept it left side and got the easy sneak for the touchdown for the Panthers. So Clark Atlanta answering right back after the touchdown by Tuskegee with 1:38 left first quarter to play.
Very lubricating crew, Charles, as Wright got into the end zone and celebrated with 3 of his mates right at the end line. I'm surprised it wasn't a flag for celebration.
Indeed, carry over from homecoming, if you will. Cabrera now on and try the point after for Clark Atlanta to get things tied. Elijah Crockett holds for the Panthers. And Cabrera spins it, missed it, hit the upright on the right side, and a break there for the Golden Tigers up to Tuskegee.
An early point on the right upright by the kicker that came into this game very heralded for CAU. And Tuskegee comes away with a 7-6 advantage as a result of the missed place kick.
We'll see if that part in the final of this ball game. Right now, we're at 1:38 remaining in the first quarter of play. Tuskegee with a 7-6 lead. Back with more on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Staying up to date on all recommended vaccines protects you and your family from disease. Protect yourself and others by making sure you're up to date on all recommended vaccines, including respiratory virus vaccines. Don't wait, vaccinate. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM.
Hey, Tuskegee fans, I'm Reginald Ruffin, Director of Athletics, and you are listening to the Golden Tiger Sports Network. Go to you.
Back live here at Panther Stadium. Panthers score, missed on the point after. Fumble again on the kick, but picking it up and trying to make it to the middle of the football field and bounce back near the 10-yard line. A flag coming in at the back of that play. We'll see what the flag is about, but another miscue on the kick by Panthers, or the Golden Tigers, on special teams.
Speaking of miscues on kicks, this is the same Leonardo Cabrera who hit a 53-yard game-winning field goal against Miles Bethune-Cookman, I should say, for CAU. Misses the extra point by surprise.
Indeed, like you said, he doinked it, hit the right upright, and it kicked out. And on the ensuing kick, it was Elijah Jones on the return for the Golden Tigers, and Elijah mishandled it. And it's going against the Golden Tigers on the return, so that's all bad news for Tuskegee on that kick.
Not to make any excuses for the returnmen for Tuskegee, Charles. They're looking directly into the sun as they're fielding these kicks.
And the assessment afterwards pushes the Golden Tigers back to the 5. Bill will line up in a pistol with 1:29 left in this first quarter. 7-6 lead for TU. Snap to Bill. On the ground, wrapped up immediately at the line of scrimmage. Loss of about a yard on that play.
Looked to be Caleb Pierce for CAU, who is in the backfield. We've seen the CAU defense make excellent penetration on the Golden Tiger front wall so far.
Ronaldo Spavi on that carry for the Golden Tigers and lost about 2. Tuskegee in the end zone, lining up in that pistol now to start this second down play. Bill with the snap. On the ground, slicing up the middle of the field, banging off one tackler, Spivey. Spivey got it past his 5 up near the 7 on that carry up the middle.
Nice to see Gabriel Shell, the tight end for Tuskegee, trying to get a block downfield. Anytime you can get those receivers ahead of running backs, plays can turn into big plays as a result.
Golden Tigers need a pretty big play here. They face a 3rd down and about 8 from their own 7-yard line. Bill will line up in shotgun. Here's the snap. Ball fake. Pressure at the corners. Unloads. Crossing route. Pass tapped and batted away. Incomplete. Just trying to get it on a crossing route. Trying to get it to the tight end on that play. Surprisingly, they don't go to Gilbert very much. But that one out of the reach of Gilbert and Tuskegee after the muffed return on the kick. The added penalty as a result, they go 3 and out. And Clark Atlanta about to flip this football field.
Beal's got to be kicking himself because he had Gilbert open about 7 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. Ball was just thrown a little bit too high, sometimes making the adjustment between those nimble wide receivers and those huge tight ends. You have to account for the difference in speed.
Low snap. Ryans with a good kick. Fair catch called for at the 45-yard line. So the Panthers will be on the Golden Tiger end of the field to start the second quarter when we get set to do it after this timeout at the end of 1. Golden Tigers of Tuskegee with a 7-6 lead over the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. More football just ahead on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Fans, join the Tuskegee University Athletic Department as they host the Golden Athletics Celebration, a special event in honor of the university's centennial homecoming. The celebration will take place on November 8th, 2024, from 8 p.m. to midnight at the Renaissance Hotel in Montgomery. As part of the historic 100th homecoming, the Golden Athletics Celebration promises to be an unforgettable evening, featuring a live band, DJ, complimentary food, exciting giveaways, door prizes, and an open cash bar. The event will bring together alumni, fans, athletes, and supporters of Tuskegee's rich athletic legacy for a night of entertainment and celebration. Tickets for the celebration are priced at $135 and can be purchased through Tuskegee University Athletics Department website or by scanning the QR code on screen. Join us for a night to remember as we celebrate Tuskegee's athletic heritage and 100 years of excellence.
Greetings. I am Zanaya Sims, a senior pre-law political science major from Little Rock, Arkansas, currently serving as the Executive Judicial Advisor. And why you should vote. Our ancestors fought tirelessly to vote, going through unimaginable obstacles to make sure that their voices were heard. Voting on November 5th, you will be able to protect your future and protect the ones that you love. Thank you.
We're back live here at Panther Stadium. Start of the second quarter. Tuskegee with a 7-6 lead over the Panthers of Clark, Atlanta. Tight ball game so far. Both teams trading rocks. Tuskegee in the first quarter of play. 68-yard drive, 8 minutes, 2 seconds consumed off the clock. That one was capped with a 3-yard run by Desmond Leverett, left side for the score. And Clark, Atlanta, with just about not a whole lot of time remaining in that first half when they took that football back over. They went on a 9-play, 68-yard drive, 5 minutes and 7 seconds off the clock. That's about the time they had left when Tuskegee gave them back the football after their first score. And David Wright caps that drive off with a 1-yard run left side. And the point after attempt by Cabrera hit the right upright. So Tuskegee leads at 7-6 starting the second.
Charles, as David Wright likes to throw up a 3 to 5 step drop, Tuskegee's got to be thinking, how do we deploy our linebackers, Kimber and Davis, to confront the passing lanes of Wright as he takes those short drops?
And we were talking about it just at the end of that first quarter of play, comparing these quarterbacks in the pregame show. One of the things that I talked to Coach James about, and even Harry Williams, the offensive coordinator, what they're talking about as relates to Raekwon Bill is, although Bill is efficient at running the Tuskegee offense, they both say that he leaves too many plays out on the field, meaning that like the pass route we were talking about to Gilbert, the tight end, that's the kind of pass they're talking about that he's got to connect with because the receiver's wide open. And Coach Williams was saying it very clear that as we get into this part of the season with the teams we're meeting, every opportunity you have to take advantage of it. Right now, the Panthers of Clark, Atlanta, trying to take advantage of a short field to start this second quarter of play after Tuskegee muffed the kick and not able to get it out of past the 10-yard line on their drive, and the kick by Ryan is where the Panthers start.
TAU, Charles, likes to take deep shots downfield.
Right in shotgun. They'll keep this one on the ground, though. Big straight-ahead run left side, close to a first down on that carry. This is Pender with the carry for the Panthers of Clark, Atlanta. He got 8 on that carry, just straight ahead.
The second and short is kind of like a gimme call.
Right, with slot receivers or double formations on either side. They go right to left in this second quarter. Right in the pocket, feels the pressure, unloads, got a man down at the corner. Catch made by Jones. Jones dances the sideline, finally shoved out of bounds. But that's after the run and the catch from Jones, and that'll put the Panthers inside of the red zone.
Nothing fancy, right? Very decisive on that 3-step drop to the near sideline, hit his receiver, big first down. They're close, right on the edge of the red zone. And I do mean red zone.
Indeed. As red as it can be, right? That red is bouncing off of this Atlanta sun, no doubt about it. 3 receivers to the top of the screen for Wright. Fresh set of downs for them. They go on the ground. Pender got a big hole left side. Correction. Yeah, that is Pender on the carry there for the Panthers to get the easy 6 left side.
Tuskegee had penetration, and the defense simply seemed to overrun that last rushing attempt for a touchdown by Clark Atlanta.
Yeah, they were so bent on making sure that they can get beat on the pass, and it was an easy run there. They had a couple of easy runs in that series, and they come away with a touchdown run left side. Actually, the touchdown run was made by Alan Riggins, the sophomore from Tampa, not Pender. So Riggins credited with the touchdown run for CAU, and the Panthers with their first lead of the football game. Cabrera now on to try to point after. And this time he knocks it through for CAU. So the Panthers, early in the second quarter, take advantage of the short field. They lead at 13-7 over the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. Another timeout here on the Golden Tiger Sports Network. Back live here at Clark Atlanta University. Panthers claim their first lead of the ball game, 13-7. After a short field, they convert it with a touchdown. Riggins with a 20-yard run left side to give the Panthers their first lead early here in the second quarter of action.
It is very important that Tuskegee handle this next kick. We've seen 2 muffed returns so far. Field position coming off that last score by CAU is going to be very important for this Tuskegee offense to get on track.
Nice call. The first 2 have not gone the way. You got to really get settled after that last possession by the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. You could sense that Tuskegee defense really so fearful of the pass coming from Wright and that potent passing game of theirs. They just got so soft up front that there were 2 big gaping runs by the Panthers that made for that easy score.
The good news for Tuskegee, Charles, is as we've changed ends at the quarter, the first 2 muffed kicks came from our left to right into the sun. This will be the first kick that Tuskegee will receive, not looking into the sun. Hopefully they'll have better results.
So the Panthers climb ahead for the first time in the football game. Take a look at some of the numbers so far. First downs, Tuskegee 5, Panthers 5. Rushing yardage, 37 for Clark Atlanta, 17 for the Golden Tigers. 7 receptions for the Golden Tigers, 6 for the Panthers. 86 receiving yards for Clark Atlanta, 58 for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. Bill right now 7 of 10 for Tuskegee. And guess what? David Wright is perfect, 6 of 6 in this first half of play.
Wright is the classic quarterback that takes what the defense gives him. Nothing fancy on most of his passing plays. Short drops, getting receivers just beyond the line of scrimmage and hitting them in stride.
Indeed, using the sidelines very well with their receivers. Tuskegee playing so far back at this point. Cabrera with the kick. This one will be fielded this time by McGee at the 5. He slips on the surface. Got some space up the middle. Look out he goes. Right side, all the way up to the 40-yard line. That's a great start for Tuskegee offensively, and they handled the kick return perfectly.
He handled the kick return perfectly, and we talked about this being a very soft field, a artificial turf with the embedded granulated rubber. The return man for Tuskegee just slipped, but excellent return as a result. Tuskegee starts at their own 40-yard line.
On the return where McGee got it to the 32, they scored. This one he gets to the 40. We'll see what they do offensively here. Bill in shotgun. Tuskegee going left to right in this second quarter of action. On the ground, they keep it. Banging ahead left side, but nothing there. Good surge up front by Clark Atlanta defensively. make out that body lean. It looks like Spivey on the carry there for Tuskegee.
Give credit to Cameron Williams of CAU on the stop. He wears number 11. I love these defensive linemen that opt for the low digits or the single digits as a signal of pride.
Yeah, notice that when I was putting together the board for Clark Atlanta, all of their linebacking core, they do wear the single-digit numbers. A gain of 1 on that play by Spivey. 13:07 left first half. Clark Atlanta with a 13-7 lead over the Golden Tigers. Bill in shotgun, whistles at the line, and it'll be illegal motion there against the Golden Tigers. So Tuskegee, second least penalized team in the SIAC, at 47 for 425 yards coming into today's ball game.
You can see Elliott Howell, the big offensive lineman for Tuskegee. He's out of Atlanta playing a homecoming game of sorts. He's at right tackle.
So it's second down now and 14 after the assessment. Bill in the pocket, steps up, dumps it across the middle. Catch made there. Wrestled down near the 44-yard line after the catch. And Spivey coming out of the backfield to make that catch as he circled behind the linebackers. He got about 5 on that grab. So that'll make it third down now and about 6 for Tuskegee from their own 44. Trying to answer the touchdown by Clark Atlanta.
CAU doing an excellent job of disguising their zone coverage against this Tuskegee receiving core.
3rd and 6. Bill with the snap. They're coming at the corners. Bill fires underneath. Stith with the catch. Stith wrestled at the 49-yard line. That'll be behind the markers. Good enough for the Vibe Restaurant first down.
You're going to give credit to Stith for his forward progress, as you mentioned, right at the 49-yard line. Got spun around on the tackle, went down, not quite to the marker, but a huge first down for Tuskegee.
It'll put it on the Panther side of the football field at the 49-yard line. 11:30 left first half of play. Good football game so far, just like we thought it would be. 7-6 lead, or 13-7 lead now for the Panthers. Bill looks upfield, another pass right across at the 45 on a little route there to the inside. This time it's Brigman on the other end of the pass for the catch for Tuskegee. Tuskegee trying to take a play or two out of the playbook of the Panthers of Clark Atlanta with the short routes.
You almost get the feel that the Tuskegee coaches are trying to get Beal's confidence to the point where he can go deep. Just a menu of short patterns so far.
Second down and 6 after the catch. Beal surveys. Late handoff. That one going nowhere. That little delayed handoff on the inside. It already started in the shotgun. On the drop by Bill, they dropped another 3 yards. So the loss is going to take them all the way back to the Golden Tigers side of the 50 at the 49.
And that was Cameron Williams again for CAU, who had excellent penetration and patience as he saw the running back right next to Bill. He didn't go for the ball fake. Stood by the running back, made the tackle.
Now what was a second and short now is a 3rd and long for the Golden Tigers. Stith in motion, left side. Bill with the snap. Looks upfield. They'll push him right side. Fires at the sideline. Good catch there by Brickman at the sideline. I think he got enough for the first down. And he did. What a job there by Bill on the scramble, and Brigman with the catch. Nice job there at the sideline for the grab.
The beauty of what Brigman just did, made the catch over his head and peeked down at the sideline to check his feet, all in one motion.
Indeed, he did. He's been known for that throughout the season. He knows where he is on that sideline. Several catches like that last weekend and the week before. This one for Vibes Restaurant, first down at the 38-yard line.
That move had a little bit of ballet flair to it.
Love it. 9:34 on the ground. Spivey looks for some room. Slides past the line and pulled down there behind the line now by that Panther defense. Surge led initially by Jaden Cleveland, the freshman from Montgomery, Alabama for CAU. Spivey doing what he normally does once he gets that handoff deep into the backfield. He'll stutter step a little bit and wait to see how things develop before he takes off. They never did that time.
Also, CAU's cheating up its linebacker, LeCedric Foster, very close to the line of scrimmage. He's only listed at 5'9", but he packs a punch.
Loss of 2 on that play. Wildcat snap. They give it straight ahead. Plunging ahead near the left side. Big play there for the Golden Tigers left side. Pickup of about 7 on that play. As they unfouled it there, it's like Leverett was on the return. All correction on that. Chase Sellers ran that football for Tuskegee. So Chase, with his first carry of the football game, makes it 3rd down and 5 after the run left side. Beal back in now. He'll call the signals at quarterback. Snap. Look. Across the middle. Pass caught there. Had to pull it out of the sky, but a good job there on the catch. And Tuskegee moving the chains again on a Vibes Restaurant first down.
Charles, this drive has the personality of Tuskegee's first possession. Very patient, mixing the run and the pass. They're also burning clock. We're down to 8 minutes and 1 second remaining in the second quarter.
It was Quavo Beckford with that catch. That's his first of the ball game. Fresh set of downs on the ground. Spivey left side. Stutter step, slides by one defender, works his way down near the 16-yard line for Tuskegee.
We talked about the difference between these two teams off the top. What Tuskegee is leaning on right now is its very effective running game.
Good run there by Spivey, left side. Second down and about 3 for Tuskegee. And as you referenced last, the clock running at 7:27 left first half. Tuskegee with an 8-minute plus drive to start the football game. Trying to close this first half out with another massive drive and a touchdown. 2nd and 2. They go to the Wildcat. Spivey got it right side. Spivey near the 10-yard line. Move the sticks for a Vibes Restaurant first down once again.
Spivey made a nice catch on that direct snap. It was a little bit high. We saw Tuskegee have some difficulty with shotgun snaps in the previous week. Hope they've corrected those in the week of practice.
Had some wind up in Wilberforce last week and caused some problems on the snap. So far, no miscues on it yet. 1st and 10 from the 11 now. Wildcat again. Spivey looks for some space, trying to get to the corner. Wrapped up there, and they'll pull him down at or behind the line of scrimmage. Just one man to beat at the corner, couldn't shake him.
Tuskegee's attempting to disguise their Wildcat by sending their quarterback Beal in motion at the last minute, but CAU is not going for the fake, staying home, and as a result, their penetration has allowed them to make several tackles for loss on that formation.
Spivey saw what he wanted at the left side of the offense, just couldn't string it out to the corner quick enough to get there. It was grabbed at the jersey. They go Wildcat again. This time, Sellers looking for some space. Sellers bumped near the 6-yard line.
The difference between that and the previous play, Charles, Tuskegee was able to get 3 players out front in space in front of Sellers as he's trying to get to the far sideline. They pick up the first. Now, this is going to be an interesting play call for Tuskegee, bringing up what appears to be a 3rd and short call.
And they're sending in the receiving corps, Stiff back out there, Garmin coming out. And out there as well is KJ Law. So it'll be Spivey joining Bill in the backfield with the 3 receivers who just came in at the top of the screen to the left. Now they bring a 4th. They go to Brickmans. They're going to go reverse. Garmin near the 20, trying to get free, but can't do it. Tuskegee's seen that play work in the past, but Clark Atlanta apparently aware that they'll run it out of that situation, able to shut it down.
What made the difference for the CAU Panthers was the penetration on defense. Tuskegee attempting to run a double reverse to the near sideline. CAU was in a spot to make the tackle.
Yeah, had some success. We've seen that play go for a touchdown, actually, for the Golden Tigers. This time, snuffed out by the Panthers. 40-yard field goal effort here by Ryans. Kick. Got enough air on it. Ryan missed it right side. Not able to hook it inside. And the Panthers stave off the Golden Tigers with 4:24 remaining in this first half to retain their 13-7 lead. Just that one play, Mark, made the difference for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee on that 3rd down, just not able to convert on short.
Tuskegee's offensive linemen having a bit of struggle with the CAU front, which is very quick to the football.
So the Panthers will take it over with a timeout on the field. Golden Tigers certainly know they wanted to get a score there. Ryan's missing on that 40-yard effort. He came into this ball game having hit a field goal in his last 3 or 4 ball games for the Panthers, the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. He's broke his streak there on that first one. He got an opportunity still left in this ball game. Came in first in the SIAC and 5th in Division II in field goals per game at 1.3. But they're just not able to get that firm footing on that kick.
Now here's the challenge for the Tuskegee defense, Charles, as CAU will set up shop at the 23-yard line. We have 4 minutes and 24 seconds remaining to the half. The Tuskegee defense would like nothing better than to get a scoreless stop against this very strong CAU offense. David Wright, the quarterback for CAU, one of the best quarterbacks in the nation, undoubtedly probably top 3 quarterback in the SIAC.
No question about it. Definitely number 1 in the SIAC. The numbers bear that out. But you know that's what Clark Atlanta's thinking, the same of the opposite of the Golden Tigers. Let's punch one more in before the break to get a little more breathing room against that Tuskegee defense.
This is a huge drive for both teams, Charles. If Tuskegee can prevent CAU from scoring, it would be a huge emotional lift coming off that last drive and not coming away with any points.
Players making it back on the football field, a crucial football game for both teams. Try to stay in the hunt for that number 1 and number 2 spot in the SIAC. With the change in the conference now, it's no longer division versus division lead winners. It's number 1, number 2 overall. Still have kind of a east-west schedule. I think that'll go into next year, but after that, you won't even worry about that anymore. It's just be playing teams within the conference on a rotating basis. Right, ball fake, shoots it out in the flats. Catch made there by West. West eludes one tackler, works it up to the 30-yard line. Correction, that's Amani Harris, the junior from Tampa. I believe that's his first catch of the ball game for the Panthers, Clark Atlanta.
Something we haven't seen at all this season. Rossi Grimes just overran the tackle, and he got back in on the hit at about the 28 line, but we don't see Grimes miss that many tackles.
Well, as to your earlier point, these receivers are very quick-footed for the Panthers. On the ground, Panthers working it. This is Pender with the football this time. Pender slices his way up to the 35-yard line.
You can tell CAU, Charles, is trying to pick up the pace on their offense. They're back to the line of scrimmage. They don't take a lot of time getting the plays in from the sideline. David Wright already 4 yards deep in the shotgun formation. He knows what he wants to do.
And correction on that, that was Alan Riggins on that run as well for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. He and Pender, similar body build. One wears 22, the other wears 12. And it all bounces off of this red. First down after the run by Riggins from the 35. Ball fake out in the flats again. Catch made at the corner once again. They got it to Harris. Harris takes care of a lot of that after the catch with a run past the 40-yard line up to the 41.
Messiah Wells in coverage on the near sideline overran that last play. The CAU linebackers and defensive backs are going to have to be more patient in their technique, break down, but not try to overrun these plays.
I think you're absolutely right, Lass. That's what's happening here. You know, it's such a high level of intensity trying to stop these receivers. And the second part of that is if they make a catch, you got to square up and stop them on the tackle. Right in shotgun, 2nd down and 4 now for CAU with 2:22 left first half. They lead it 13-7. Right in the pocket, feels the pressure, tries to step up, but he's sacked there. Good defensive work by Tuskegee to cut that play off on the inside. I think that was Wells that time for Tuskegee on the stop.
Wells, a big lineman out of Jacksonville, Florida, made an excellent job of holding his balance, getting a hit on the quarterback as he was trying to scramble right up the middle.
Yeah, he was being stood up by the offensive tackle that side, but able to shake that and able to get back to the inside to put the stop on right. So they stopped a 2-minute timeout here at Panther Stadium before the intermission. New to the college game, they'll do that before the half and at the end of the fourth quarter with that 2-minute stoppage. Right now, Clark Atlanta with a 13-7 lead.
Well, let's also set the scene. That last tackle brings up a third down at about a 4 call for Clark Atlanta University. The Tuskegee defense has got to be thinking, right, it's going to take a short drop. How do we defend this next apparent pass play?
Yeah, you're right. They've got to get it to the 45 for that first down. Tuskegee defense cannot at this point say that they've done any stoppage of that offense of the Panthers to any level of satisfaction.
I'd be very surprised too, Charles, if Clark Atlanta decided to run on this 3rd and 4 call.
Well, we saw that on their second touchdown after they had that short field, that they had 2 big runs on the inside, and it's primarily because that Golden Tiger defense is just so intent on knowing how aggressive that passing game is for the Panthers, just gave up a lot of ground space on the inside.
They're absolutely a tough team to defend because their running game isn't threatening, but the passing game is so dominant that you have to be aware of the run game.
Absolutely. And we have seen this Golden Tiger coaching staff go in at halftime and make some significant adjustments. With 2 minutes left in this first half, we'll see how things come out for the Golden Tigers in the second half.
You make an excellent point. I would be surprised if Tuskegee, we haven't seen many blitzes this afternoon. When a quarterback is throwing off a 3-step drop, it really neutralizes any kind of extra pass rusher. So it's going to be curious to see if they stay back or if they come out with a more aggressive philosophy on defense.
13-7 lead for the Panthers in Clark Atlanta. Must-win ball game for both. Tuskegee at 5-3, and Clark Atlanta at 5-2-1. In conference play, 5-1 for Tuskegee, 4-2 for Clark Atlanta.
I think it's time we call the name Michael King on one of these plays.
On a 3rd down and 4, let's see if we can call him on this one. Right, he'll line up in shotgun. Now to the sideline. See if they can't get the Golden Tigers to jump. Play clock at 7. Right, settling in now. On the snap, whistles at the line of scrimmage. Looks like it's going to be motion against Clark Atlanta. And that'll be a big break for Tuskegee.
It appeared that Wright, as he was at the line of scrimmage, saw something he didn't like and was trying to change the play or alter something at the line of scrimmage. The linemen weren't in sync. They get their 3rd, to my count, offensive motion call.
That's it. Spot on, last. That was their 3rd. So that'll make it 3rd down now and 9. See if that gives the Golden Tiger defense a little bit more push, a little more confidence here.
Again, Tuskegee has 8 players in the box.
Right, snap, looks upfield, pressure up the middle now. Going up top toward the sideline. Pass going to be, they're going to give him the catch there. At the 49-yard line, somehow going airborne. Jamal Jones able to catch that football and coming down with half part of its body out of bounds, but able to get the feet down in play for the catch.
Wright was under heavy pressure by Tuskegee. Right up the middle was Kaquan Kimber. Kimber wasn't able to get there in time. We'll change that to Messiah Wells on the pressure. Wright throws a dart to the sideline for the completion of the great catch.
You're talking about calling Michael King's name. Michael was there, had the sideline as an extra defender, but the catch was so miraculous. They go up the middle again. Riggins on the carry, and Riggins inside the 40 now, down near the 36. So we talked about the one play that made the difference for the Golden Tigers when they could not convert on that 3rd and short. The Panthers do, and now they're down at the 36-yard line of the Golden Tigers. Right with the snap, pressure at the corner, unloads, got a man sitting there at the 25. Catch made and stiff arm there and sliding out of bounds after the grab. That's Jamal Jones again for the Panthers.
Although Wright is feeling some pressure by the Tuskegee rush, he has a sense of where his receivers are coming open deep downfield. That time, gets the ball to the sideline for the catch.
Jones just able to square up there nicely. The defenders are so afraid that these speedy receivers are going to get behind them. They're giving them so much cushion up front. These guys are able to just break their routes off and sit and wait from the pass from right. A minute 26 left. They go on the ground. Reagan's bumped this time. Fights off the first tackler. Slides his way down near the 15.
As a byproduct of this passing game being so effective, their run game has the advantage of surprise, if you will, and they're being very effective. Not big gains, but they're picking up 3 and 4 yard chunks.
This run game for the Panthers only averaged 81 yards per ball game, but as you referenced last, so much attention on the pass that it opens up the run. Under a minute remains first half. 13-7 lead for Clark Atlanta. They're threatening again here. Right, slots either side. He'll take the snap. Comfortably in the pocket. Bounces, fires to the end zone. Pass goes incomplete. Flag coming in the end zone. Grimes on the coverage for Tuskegee in the end zone. Rossi riding pretty hard on the receiver there, and they got him for over the back.
Grimes was in coverage, as you mentioned, just a bit early on the receiver, which will bring up a first down call for CAU with 42 seconds remaining until the half.
Don't know really how to describe that because
defense, number 19. It's at the 2-yard line, automatic first down.
these defenders been so much off kilter so far. When you get a chance to get in and try to make a play, you get over aggressive, and that's what happened to Rossi in the end zone that time.
Rossi Grimes, a very dependable player so far this season. It seems that all of the Tuskegee defensive backs are just struggling a little bit more than they have all season with these CAU receivers.
Yeah, that was a topic of conversation all week amongst the coaches and the players, that we have to be big defensively in the secondary against this team. So far, nothing happening there. On the ground, left side, pushing it into the end zone for a touchdown. That was Riggins again, being pushed by his offensive line. And the Panthers score just before the intermission to extend their lead with 38 seconds left.
Riggins is the power back for CAU. He's only 6 foot tall, but he's built like a fire hydrant. Nothing fancy, just a simple off-tackle play for the Panthers.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go for 2 here to try to make up for that first missed point after, but it looks like they're going to line up to kick it again. So Cabrera will line it up to try to make it a 20-7 lead for Clark Atlanta. They got the snap down. Cabrera got it airborne and knocked it through for CAU. So 38 seconds left in this first half. Panthers do what they want to do right before the intermission. They score again. 20-7 they lead. We'll take a break here on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
I love the lake. It's like one of the few places I can just let go and be myself. I really love it here.
Attention fans, be a part of history by placing an advertisement in the Tuskegee Football 100th Homecoming Game Program. Whether it's a business card size, 3.5 by 2, quarter page, half page, or full page ad, you can showcase your support for our Golden Tigers.
Did not want to happen. They had an opportunity to get a score before the break, missed on a big third down play, gave it back over to Clark Atlanta. And they took advantage of the time and able to go and score another touchdown before intermission.
Clark Atlanta defies the normal football manual that says you use the run to set up the pass. The Panthers use the pass to set up the run.
They get that score. And now the Golden Tigers with 38 seconds left. We'll see if they try to push it upfield. Likely depends on what happens on this first play from scrimmage. Bill with the snap, looking upfield, fires in traffic, double coverage there. Pass goes in, it's complete, trying to squeeze it in there to Beckford near the 28-yard line.
Fortunate for Tuskegee, that pass wasn't intercepted. You can see the CAU defensive back slapping himself in the helmet with both hands, knowing that he had a play on that football. Tuskegee does not want to have a turnover at this spot of the field.
Absolutely not. 33 seconds left after the incompletion. Trips for Bill at the top of the screen to his left. With the snap, looking upfield, got some time, trying to shoot a deep one downfield in double coverage. And that one goes incomplete. Panthers had that covered step for step.
Got to give credit to the CAU defensive backs. They made an excellent adjustment. There was single coverage on the far sideline. Bill chose instead to go to the slot man.
You contrast what we're seeing in terms of the Golden Tiger pass attack versus what we're seeing with Clark Atlanta. Of course, now this is late in the first half, so you're trying to spread the field. But the Panthers just so aggressive in terms of their short passing to push it up the field. Tuskegee now with a third down, and now they're going to keep it on the ground. Spivey hangs ahead right side, about a yard shy of the marker. And the football will go to a fourth down now. Obviously here, the Golden Tigers will have to punt the football away. That was Chase Sellers on that last run. So even with 16 seconds left, Coach Teddy Keaton still thinking that they can punch something else in before the break again.
That's when you know you have a lot of confidence in your offense.
Absolutely.
You call a timeout with 16 seconds remaining on a punt coming to your side end of the field. We've talked about the chunk plays that the Panthers have picked up, plays over 20 yards. The challenge for Tuskegee, the last thing you want to have going into the halftime is another score by CAU. So they're going to have to be alert on coverage should CAU decide to be aggressive.
A couple of things for Coach Keaton and the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. You're absolutely right. This is a statement about confidence of that offense if we can get it back into their hands for a score. But it's also about here on special teams. Can we get somebody at the corner to come in here and perhaps get a block to even improve our yardage situation with the 16 seconds left? So all the more reason for him and the Panthers to take a time out here to try to get that football back.
Even though this is a 2-score deficit for Tuskegee, this is a very precarious point in this ball game.
Indeed. Got to do everything right here in his remaining 16 seconds. Snap. They were coming at it. Kick by Ryans. It's a floater. It will bounce back upfield, and the Golden Tigers cover it at the 37-yard line now, down to 8 seconds. So we'll see if Wright and the offense just come in and just take the snap to just settle this first half with a 20-7 lead or take a push downfield.
On the flip side, to your point, this will be a very interesting indication about how much confidence the CAU coaches have in David Wright. If they allow him to take a few shots downfield, this is like giving a hitter the green light on 3-0.
Sure, absolutely. All right, looks like they're going to set it to that formation to just down it right here. Everybody in tight. In fact, it'll be Wright backing up by the officials, and somebody else will take that snap just to get it down to end this first half of play. They will do that, and it was an impressive first half for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta in particular. Golden Tigers started this game out exactly how they wanted. A big drive that started, 8-minute-plus drive that resulted in a touchdown. But once they turned that football over to the Panthers of Clark Atlanta, they just hit all gears on their offense. They lead it 20-7 at the break. A lot of work ahead for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee as they trail the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. More football ahead on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Broadcast coverage of Tuskegee Athletics on the Golden Tiger Sports Network is brought to you by Alabama Department of Public Health. Healthy people, healthy communities, healthy Alabama. Booster Digital Displays, dedicated to providing high-quality, affordable LED displays with exceptional service. TNT Fireworks, celebrating more than 100 years of America's #1 best-selling brand of fireworks. Alabama Power, developed for the service of Alabama. Wind Creek Casino, Montgomery. Elevate your game to fabulous. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Coca-Cola. Real magic. Zuby's Taco Kitchen. Yellowwood. And by Vibes Restaurant. We're all about good vibes.
Hey, are you fixing the power?
Yep, I'm gonna get the lights back on.
Yeah, my power went out and I have to start level 14 all over again in our game. Yeah, why didn't mine go out?
Well, we have this technology that can stop an outage in its tracks.
Why?
So less people will be affected during the outage.
Why?
So you can make the level 15?
Come on, Brian. Let's go to your house and keep playing.
Good luck, guys.
Prices start at just $100. For more information, scan the QR code on the screen or visit GoldenTigerSports.com. Don't miss out on this special opportunity to celebrate Tuskegee's 100th homecoming. Fans, mark your calendars for a monumental event. Tuskegee University will celebrate the 100th homecoming this year on November 9th, 2024. Join us on Saturday inside Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium as the Golden Tigers take on the Miles Golden Bears with kickoff set for a 1 p.m. start time. Be sure to come out early, wear your crimson and gold, and help us make this homecoming one for the history books. We'll see you there.
Greetings, I am Amari Christopher Hardy, the 66 Executive SGA President here at Tuskegee University. Stop what you're doing. Go to your phone, go to your computer, or go to the nearest monitor located near you and look up your voter registration status. And if you are registered to vote, then you must head to the polls on November 5th, 2024 to cast your vote for this primary election. And bring one, for we must be the change that we desire to see. In order to do that, we must have community. So again, on November 5th, 2024, we vote. TU.
Be the you you've always wanted to be. Wind Creek Casino. It's your kind of fabulous.
Fans, join the Tuskegee University Athletic Department as they host the Golden Athletics Celebration, a special event in honor of the university's centennial homecoming. The celebration will take place on November 8th, 2024, from 8 p.m. to midnight at the Renaissance Hotel in Montgomery. As part of the historic 100th homecoming, the Golden Athletics Celebration promises to be an unforgettable evening, featuring a live band, DJ, complimentary food, exciting giveaways, door prizes, and an open cash bar. The event will bring together alumni, fans, athletes, and supporters of Tuskegee's rich athletic legacy for a night of entertainment and celebration. Tickets for the celebration are priced at $135 and can be purchased through Tuskegee University Athletics Department website or by scanning the QR code on screen. Join us for a night to remember as we celebrate Tuskegee's athletic heritage and 100 years of excellence.
We are at halftime from Clark Atlanta University, with Clark Atlanta leading Tuskegee 20-7. As our tradition on the Golden Tiger Sports Network, we are pleased to be joined by John Garrett, representing the Atlanta chapter of the Tuskegee Alumni Association. John, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us, and thank you for putting on this broadcast.
Well, we are honored to have a member from the Alumni Association join us at every game during halftime. And you and I have had a brief time to talk. Would you briefly summarize what the mission of the Atlanta chapter is?
The Atlanta chapter mission, we have three goals. One is to raise money for the youth. Two is to raise scholarship money for that attend. And also, the third one is to raise money for the university.
Really appreciate the work and the effort that goes into it. We understand that Tuskegee has always been one of the elite football programs, and I can think of no better vehicle to transfer the word, share the word of the Alumni Association than having a guest on every halftime. We are actually in the process of formulating a challenge where at every Tuskegee game, we have a member from an Alumni Association. There are multiple chapters in Atlanta, though. Can you describe how Atlanta chapter, what makes it so significant?
Well, we're the oldest chapter in Atlanta. And as I mentioned before, in terms of giving money back to the university, we have given over $500,000 back to the university. We have raised over $350,000 for scholarships for the students, and we have an endowment right at $1 million.
That's an amazing piece to have. I noticed that Atlanta also brought a group of students to one of the last Tuskegee home games to give them a tour of campus. Anytime you have that engagement, it's got to be a positive thing.
The open house at Tuskegee University is unbelievable. It gives the students a chance to actually be on campus. It gives them a chance to listen to the dean, the president, to the students that are in the school, and talk to the students in the school. So it's an unbelievable open house where they can experience the true essence of Tuskegee University.
So you talk about Tuskegee. There is a spirit that I have noticed that transcends most universities. I've noticed in the cafeteria, the students teaching each other line dances. There's a spirit when you go to a Tuskegee football game and students are there an hour and a half before kickoff. How do you best describe what Tuskegee feels like?
So, what I would say is this about Tuskegee. So, Tuskegee is in a rural part of Alabama, and we have each other. And I think that's one reason why the alumni are way connected more than any other HBCUs that are in bigger cities. Because, other than a cookout, card parties, us just hanging out, fish fries, that's all we had to do in Tuskegee. So we're close. The love for Tuskegee is, and I wouldn't even call it love, it's something. So love is here, and what Tuskegee have for the school and for the alumni is way above love. I don't know what you call it, but it's way above love.
I love that. So here's my $1 million question to you. What do you have planned for homecoming?
The 100. It's going to be the most outstanding homecoming period. I don't know if you were at our homecoming after COVID. So, we're a small school. We're, maybe 3,100 students, but our homecoming, I think for that year, the after COVID was around 35,000.
I remember my first Tuskegee homecoming. Now, I didn't go to Tuskegee. I got to Tuskegee on a Friday afternoon. On the hillside behind the end zone, people had cordoned off their plots of land with crime scene tape. And on that Saturday, all those plots were taken. It was wall-to-wall tents. I had never seen anything like that. I would imagine this coming Saturday, I'm predicting there'll be a crowd of upwards of 40,000 people on that at Abbott and in the surrounding hill.
Easily 40,000. It's going to be the 100. It's going to be one of the most attended, the most activity, the livest homecoming ever.
Really appreciate you stopping by the booth to talk with us. Appreciate your efforts with the Alumni Club it's people like you that make the whole thing go. So hope to see you further on, deeper into the season. I know you travel sometimes, but I really appreciate you stopping by.
And if I could say this to all the Tuskegee alumni, please join a chapter, no matter what chapter it is. If you live in Atlanta, please join, take consideration of Atlanta Tuskegee alumni chapter. We have other chapters here as well, but definitely join a chapter because in numbers, we can actually grow and do a lot of things. So please join a chapter, whatever you do. It's not inexpensive. So just get involved. Just get involved, join, do what you have to do to be a part of the alumni chapter.
Mr. Garrett has laid down the challenge. It's up to the alumni to respond. Thanks again for stopping by. And let's go Golden Tigers in the second half.
Let's go. We're going to get crunk in this second half.
All right. There you have it.
Thank you.
We'll be back after this short break for the beginning of the third quarter.
I'm Rolandus Rice, Chief Operating Officer and the Vice President for Student Affairs at Tuskegee University, and this is the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Hey, are you fixing the power?
Yep, I'm gonna get the lights back on.
Yeah, my power went out and I have to start level 14 all over again in our game. Yeah, why didn't mine go out?
Well, we have this technology that can stop an outage in its tracks.
Why?
So less people will be affected during the outage.
Why?
So you can make to level 15?
Come on, Brian. Let's go to your house and keep playing.
Good luck, guys.
Staying up to date on all recommended vaccines is one of the safest preventative care measures available to protect you and your family from disease. Many children and adults that delayed vaccination during the pandemic are still behind schedule. It is crucial that we take steps to get everyone back on track with their routine immunizations. Tuskegee fans, let's all do our part to get back on track. Protect yourself and others by making sure you are up to date on all recommended vaccines, including respiratory virus vaccines. Don't wait. Vaccinate. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM. Broadcast coverage of Tuskegee Athletics on the Golden Tiger Sports Network is brought to you by Alabama Department of Public Health. Healthy people, healthy communities, healthy Alabama. Booster Digital Displays, dedicated to providing high-quality, affordable LED displays with exceptional service. TNT Fireworks, celebrating more than 100 years of America's #1 best-selling brand of fireworks. Alabama Power, developed for the service of Alabama. Wind Creek Casino, Montgomery. Elevate your game to fabulous. The Home Depot, more saving, more doing. Coca-Cola, real magic. Zuby's Taco Kitchen, Yellowwood. And by Vibes Restaurant, we're all about good vibes. Golden Tigers fans, don't forget to come out to the Aaron James Coaches Show, live every Monday at 6 p.m. at Vibes Restaurant and Lounge. Join us for an evening of exciting football insight from Tuskegee head coach Aaron James and play-by-play announcer Charles Ward with special guests. Come enjoy great food, drinks, and an inside look at all the action from the gridiron. Be part of the conversation and show your support for our Golden Tigers.
40,000 people. I asked what he expected for the 100th and whether he would be there. He gave me this look like, you know I'll be there. And he's expecting upwards of 40,000 people to be in Tuskegee next weekend for the 100th homecoming.
You know, we've seen it. We've seen it as coming there just as a visitor or in the past coming as a part of another program playing Tuskegee. It's just a sight to behold. You can just, it's such a embracing environment. And even if you're not a Tuskegee alum or attending there, you just get the feeling that it's all about family.
I told some friends that were visiting their first HBCU homecoming a few years ago, I said, get to Tuskegee's homecoming a little bit early, and what you want to do, offer to buy a plate of food from someone, and I guarantee you, they'll say, get some utensils and dish yourself. And sure enough, they went up to a crew that was set up at homecoming and offered to pay for some food, and they said, go ahead and help yourselves.
Sure.
That's Tuskegee homecoming.
Indeed. That's exactly the environment that's there. You talk about Vibe's restaurant being down there. The vibe at Tuskegee is just as consistent. It's all about family. It's incredible.
The only problem with Tuskegee homecoming is that you have to get there early.
Oh, sure. Yeah. You get there late. Yeah, you miss so much of it that playing catch-up may be difficult because you may not even be able to get into the stadium area.
Well, I understand some people choose to stay in Montgomery the night before so they have a shorter drive. It's only about a 30-minute drive from Montgomery. Then you don't have to worry about getting through traffic from Atlanta or Birmingham or places that are further away.
Well, you know the challenge with being in Montgomery this time around is that the celebration is there on Friday night in terms of recognizing the athletics department. So it's going to be even more compounded because that's going to already be booked up in terms of Montgomery, particularly the Renaissance. And we want all of you to take a part of that in terms of the homecoming festivities on that Friday night. That's going to be a wonderful event. Former coaches Slater and Kamaji will be there as a part of that recognition ceremony, and just an outstanding event the night before leading into the activities on homecoming day.
Well, speaking of second half ceremonies, Tuskegee will be kicking off to CAU, and the first job for the Tuskegee defense is to see if they can get a stop.
Right now have not been able to do so as we get set to go into the third quarter. It's a 20-7 lead for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta over the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. First downs favors Panthers 10-9. Rushing attempts 18 for Tuskegee. Yards 26 on the ground. 12 carries for the Panthers, 59 yards. Receiving yards 99 for Tuskegee, 130 for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta in that first half of play. See what kinds of adjustments the Golden Tigers make against the Panthers here to start the third. Glad you could join us. Ryan kicks it away, backpedaling and over his head, so the Panthers will come out from scrimmage to start the third. Charles Ward, Mark Lassiter, our production crew at our studios this afternoon as the Golden Tiger Sport Network is on the road this afternoon in Atlanta as the Golden Tigers trying to get their sixth win in a row and, more importantly, stay in the hunt to play in the SIAC championship at the end of the year, which is rapidly upon us.
And if we had not been outbid by a rival network, you know that our production crew would be here in full force with video cameras in tow.
Indeed. No doubt about it. Thought we perhaps would be covering this one like we did last weekend against the Marauders of Central State and the Dragons of Lane College the week prior to that, GTSN going on the road for video coverage. First time in the history for that. So making strides each week as we go, all devoted to the idea of covering the student athletes at Tuskegee University.
Charles, you know when you play on a grass field, by the second half of the game, you can see the grass starts to get chewed up. Now, we're playing on an artificial turf surface. What you notice on this field is that the pellets of rubber that are embedded in the AstroTurf are more apparent in between the hash marks from the 30-yard line to the other 30-yard line. It's almost as if this very soft field is starting to show some wear in just how those pellets are kicked up.
Indeed, you're right. It's a beautiful thing once it gets installed, but you got to maintain that turf because years and sun will wear on well. I'm starting to see some of it here, so I'm sure they have that in their maintenance plans to do an upgrade on that, just in that middle where most of the action takes place.
Well, I'm sure the turf itself, the red blades of grass, if you will, are in good shape, but it's so heavily embedded with rubber that the black is coming to the surface as a result of the players' friction on it.
Yeah, the few times I've actually walked on turf with the pellets on the inside, I always come away like 2 hours later looking down at my shoes like, where did I accumulate all these granules? Wright's going to roll right side, flips it out there to a man at the 30, bumped out of bounds near the 33-yard line. Armand Harris with that grab there for the Panthers of Clark, Atlanta.
David Wright for CAU, rolling right and throwing right. Wright is listed at 5'11", Charles. He's very strong from the waist down. Uses that leg drive to deliver the football deep downfield.
That time on a roll right side, he got Harris for the reception. 1st and 10 for the Panthers of Clark, Atlanta. Pretty quick moving first half of play. Had minimal possessions in that first half. Wright with the snap. Pressure at the corner. They're going to push him left side. He'll elude. Now raises, fires downfield. Got a man on a crossing route. And the catch is made beyond the sticks near the 47-yard line. That's going to be good enough for a Panther first down.
Talked about the wrinkles that Tuskegee may employ against this offensive line of CAU. Right before the snap, they shifted their entire front to the right about a yard to try to get into some different gap coverages. Nothing successful, though, as Wright rolls to his left, picks up another first down with an accurate throw.
Golden Tigers with some pressure on that football that time, forcing Wright to his left, and he's a right-handed quarterback, but he was able to get the space, set up, and threw it back across his body, had a receiver doing what you're taught to do as a receiver, coming back toward the quarterback.
Credit right on the footwork.
Yep. Ball fake, shoots it out in the flats, left side, catch there, wrapped up by one leg. Good defensive work by the Golden Tiger defense, sprinting out there to make that stop.
Something tells me to expect a big play from one of the Tuskegee linebackers. They're playing closer to the line of scrimmage than they normally do based on these short drops by Wright. I'm watching number 32, Kaquan Kimber, who's the leading tackler for Tuskegee.
Coming up in coverage also is Noah Houghton from a linebacking spot. On a second down for CAU, snap to Wright. Pressure at the corner. They're trying to collapse him on the inside, but he eludes again. Trying to run with the football, this time wrapped up as that chasing Golden Tiger defense finally catches up with him. And on cue, Kimber comes out from under the pile with the stop.
You just got to be difficult for a linebacker to maintain a certain amount of discipline in space. Wright is scrambling. Kimber could have been tempted to go towards the backfield, held his ground. Excellent footwork to get in on the tackle.
3rd down coming here for the Panthers of Clark, Atlanta. 3rd and 7. Golden Tigers trying to make this the first stop of that Panther offense and get that football back in this 3rd quarter of play. Snap, Wright, looks upfield, shoots it underneath, bounced off the knee of the intended receiver, Ronnie West. And that one goes incomplete. The Golden Tiger defense stops the Panthers on this possession. Exactly what they needed.
Was working against King. Exactly what the Golden Tigers needed. As you mentioned, the pass was delivered just a bit low, bounced off the knee pad of the receiver. Had there been a defender anywhere in the neighborhood, he might have been able to make a play on that because that ball traveled about 7 yards.
Yeah, that would have been a pick six, and then you can got you free 6 wings at Vibes Restaurant on Monday night at the Aaron James Coaches Show.
Did you say free wings?
I did. Got to get the pick six first, though, and let them know that you heard it on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Aaron James was running down the sideline to get that timeout. Really frustrated, shouting at the sideline of Tuskegee, knowing that they didn't have something called properly.
Yeah, does not want to burn that in this situation when you're trailing 20-7. You know you're going to probably need those timeouts later in this half.
That's as much emotion as we've seen from Aaron James all season. He ran from the 35-yard line almost to midfield trying to get the attention of the officials.
Now, we talked about this stop for that Golden Tiger defense, assuming that they do get the football back on the punt. This will be the first time they've done that all game long. And you know what that really does? 1 leads to 2, 2 to 3. Then the next thing you know, you got your confidence back because you got to know going into that locker room, they were wondering, can we stop this team? And you do it there, and the ball going back over to the offense with 11:26 left in the 3rd.
As we saw in the first half, Charles, as the sun is still pretty high in the sky, facing where the CAU, the Tuskegee returnmen will be looking to field this next punt.
See if they can get a good return on this one. Golden Tigers, must-win situation this afternoon. Trying to see if we can't get some updates from some of the other ball games that are of significance as this chase for number 1 and number 2 in the conference continues. There's some action this week. Fort Valley's playing Benedict. Albany State playing Savannah State down in Savannah. And Morehouse is at Miles College. Those are the games that are of significance because right now Miles is number 1, Fort Valley number 2, Tuskegee, Albany State at 3, and followed by Clark Atlanta. So the bunch is all there, but it depends on what happens here this afternoon as to some traffic getting cleared out. See Jordan Benson down at the Tuskegee sideline with his head down looking at his cell phone, trying to get us some updates and some scores from other games in the conference as soon as he is able to.
Speaking of the Tuskegee sideline, Cameron Reynolds on the Tuskegee return team, also extremely animated as they're gathered right at the 40-yard line, about 5 yards onto the field in front of the Tuskegee bench. The special teams of Tuskegee must understand they have an opportunity right now for a decent return, field position being very important to get this offense started.
After the timeout, Panthers make it back out onto the field, and so do the Golden Tigers. It'll be Justin Stith back to receive the punt from Cabrera once he punts it away for the Panthers. First punt of the afternoon for CAU. Stith looking for a good return here, but first got to make sure that they handle the punt cleanly.
He's very shallow at the 20-yard line.
Cabrera only averages 29 yards a punt. Line drive. Stith may have a return here, but it bounces up in the air instead, and it'll be fielded by one of the down men downfield for Clark Atlanta near the 20-yard line.
Cabrera may be known for his place kicking, but his punting leaves something to be desired.
Yeah, he is dead last in the conference in terms of punting, so spends most of his time in practicing 56-yard field goals. So the Golden Tigers now will have it from their own 18-yard line to start their first possession of the second half. Bill, he'll go shotgun to start things off. Golden Tigers going right to left on your listening device. On the ground, Sellers bangs ahead right side, got it past the 20 up near the 22-yard line. A little bit of space there on the inside. One thing you got to watch for in this ball game as well, Mark, is we're into the second half of the contest. Usually when that line of scrimmage offensively for the Golden Tigers really comes to life, having worn down that defensive line throughout the course of the ball game.
Also something to watch for, there was a little bit of extracurricular activity after that last play as one of the receivers for Tuskegee got tangled up with a defender from Clark Atlanta. Poise will be important.
Bill up the field, got a man one-on-one coverage, pass overthrown and incomplete. Trying to go downfield to Brigman. And the defensive coverage there by the Panthers spot on there, one-on-one, step for step on that coverage.
You mentioned it right at the end of the first half. CAU's speed is apparent, not only on the defensive front, but in their defensive backfield as well.
Nice call, you're right. And there was a flag on that play, Mark. I didn't see it down on that red surface, but it was against the Golden Tigers. It's a holding call. But there must have been offsetting penalties there. That was. So they'll stay at the 22-yard line for the Golden Tigers, but it'll be third down and 6 from there. So Bill then movement coming out of his stance. The flag coming in there, right side of that offense. It's like Elliott Howell kind of backpedaling a bit there.
Howell was retreating about a snap count too early from his right tackle position. Tuskegee now comes up with a third and long, about 12 yards to go to pick up this first down. This is a dangerous spot on the field for Beal to operate. He's got to be certain of any pass he throws from this spot.
All second team, all conference player, rare mistake by him on that assessment, pushes the football back. and makes it 3rd down and 11 now for the Golden Tigers. Slots either side for Bill. Stiff and a flag on that play. Boy, oh boy.
Another illegal motion penalty will come up against Tuskegee.
So stiff. They called that on Beckford. It was stiff coming around to change to the other side of the offensive set. I guess Beckford moved out of his set going forward as he was moving.
Tuskegee's got some corrections to make, not just in discipline, but their body language at this point coming on the second illegal motion penalty is not that good up front. You can see players just kind of ambling around. Tuskegee's got to get some of that mojo back to get this offense back on track.
6th penalty of the ball game against the Golden Tigers after that assessment. And now it makes it 3rd and 16 for the Golden Tigers.
Charles, you know in football, when you lose your swag, you lose a lot. And Tuskegee's swag right now is kind of at a low point on offense. Players standing with hands on hips. You can also see the CAU players trying to get their band, which is on the near sideline, to lower the volume in between plays.
Head coach Aaron James talking to the field judge about that very thing as well. So if there's any point of consensus between the Panthers and the Golden Tigers, it's at this point to get the band, not to play. Bill will line up in shotgun, alone in the backfield. Panthers showing they're coming on a blitz. Now stiff in motion right side. Here comes the pressure up front. Backside Bill slides up the floor. Got a man. That's Brigman. Brigman with the catch, but shy of the 1st down marker. Got him up near the 25-yard line. Needed to break that out right off near the 30 to be sure that he had enough for the 1st down, but he comes up short.
Brigman made the catch and tried to spin to the outside. There might have been space to the other, but there were 2 CAU defenders right there. He was trying to make something out of nothing.
So Ryans will come on now to punt the football away for the Golden Tigers. His 3rd punt of the football game for Tuskegee. Golden Tigers not able to move that football after they held the Panther offense. And this one off the side of foot of Ryan. And out of bounds. It'll depend on where they mark this football, but it's going to be excellent position for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta, regardless of where they put it out. Looks like it's going to be the 40-yard line.
Between the Tuskegee band, the CAU marching band, and the piped-in music.
And not to mention a completely red field. 3rd quarter action, 9:49 remaining in it. 20-7 lead. The Panthers of Clark Atlanta lead the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee with a timeout on the field.
To our right, the Tuskegee marching band, the Pipers tuba section has just issued a challenge to the CAU band. So I expect the tuba section of the marching Panther band to respond. So we've got this back and forth in the 3rd quarter getting cranked up with this 20-7 deficit being faced by the Golden Tigers. 9 minutes and 49 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, you were talking a few minutes ago about the importance of the swagger. And right now, like you said, you just don't see it with Clark Atlanta at this point. On that first possession, they did a good job defensively to get that football away from the Panthers. Would have really been a momentum booster had that offense been able to take that football down the field. If not score, at least a sustained drive.
You know, we haven't seen a lot of emotion on the sidelines from head coach Aaron James. As his team is huddled up at about the 40-yard line, he only had a few words to say. He backs out of the huddle. He's now talking to the bench on the sideline, featuring most of his defensive players. So he's trusting that his defensive assistants, will take the job of setting the tempo for this next stand.
Oh, absolutely. You talk to him at the coaches show every Monday night. He's got absolute faith and confidence in his coaching staff. He actually hand chose most of those coaches that are now part of the roster of coaches at Tuskegee. And they're all in it together, and each knows their responsibility to the team. We'll see how this defense responds with the Panthers coming on the field at the 40 of Tuskegee, leading it 20-7.
This is a dangerous sequence of plays for the Tuskegee defense.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You have got to hold the Panthers out of the end zone here. Right, and the CAU offense on a field of red, dressed in red trunks and red jerseys, black helmets. Starts its possession from the 40 of Tuskegee. Snap, right, in the pocket. Back pedals, still looking. Now slides to his left. Got some time at the sideline. Floats it toward the end zone. This one batted around. Caught, but out of bounds by the Panther receiver. Good defensive work there by that secondary of the Golden Tigers.
That last play, Charles, Tuskegee disguised the coverage. They only brought 2 players on the pass rush. They dropped everyone else deep in coverage. That is one of the most unusual things I've seen. That shows you how much respect they have for this passing game of CAU.
Well, we were talking about it at the end of the first half, what the adjustments would be for the Golden Tigers. That likely one of them, knowing they have got to have additional help in that secondary.
A 2-man rush, dropping 9 in coverage.
Now they're sending a blitz this time. Wright unloads it at the sideline. He was scurrying as Kimber was barreling down on him for the Golden Tigers.
Wright a little bit slow getting up. He's prone at the 42-yard line. Seems to be flexing that right and left leg as he gets back to the huddle.
They go from a 2-man rush, the Golden Tigers do, to sending the linebackers with heavy pressure that time. Good mix-up there by defensive coordinator Ken Watson.
I like the variety.
Got to show them that, because that's what they were picking apart in the first half. Everything was routine, and they had big buffers in front of them. 3rd down and 10. Can that Golden Tiger defense get another stop here on a short field? Riley with his White with the snap across the field. This one almost intercepted, but an incomplete there at the 30-yard line.
I think they're going to give him the catch.
Harris saying that he caught it. And no, they're not going to give it to him.
Is that well? It's just, the officials at the 45-yard line are discussing whether it was a catch or not.
There's a flag down here. Let's check the flag. That might nullify all of this if it's against the Golden Tigers.
Personal foul. Legal hands to the face.
Wow.
Defense. Number 99. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Mays coming in pursuit.
Terrence Mays, the big defensive lineman for Tuskegee, who we saw have an excellent game against Central State, penalized for illegal hands to the face at the worst possible moment.
Indeed. So the Panthers will get the first down via the penalty, and the football will be pushed inside the red zone down to the 15. And that offense of the Panthers, led by David Wright, with a fresh set of downs. 9 minutes left in the 3rd. On the ground, this is Pender with the football. Golden Tigers trying to make the tackle and rip that football away at the same time. Pender wraps up, no gain on the play.
CAU only had 2 receivers in the pattern on that last play, loaded up inside, trying to run behind that big offensive line.
So it'll be 2nd down to pick up a half yard, maybe 1 on the play there by Pender.
Now this formation appears they're going to run 4 wideouts.
Sure, you knew they were going to mix that up right away after the run. Right with the snap. Pressure. He unloads to the corner. Coverage over there. Golden Tigers almost with an interception there in the end zone. Good coverage at the back of the end zone there by Tuskegee.
Tuskegee had 3 defenders in the area where Wright was trying to make the connection midway into the end zone on the far corner.
Coverage down there by Tyler Smith, and then a flag on that play. This one will knock the Panthers back 15 yards on the hold. Smith with a chance to pick that football in the end zone to give it back to the offense, not able to pull it in, but the hold call will push the Panthers back outside the 20.
It would have been a tough catch, but it was a catchable ball. Sometimes players who wear those big shoulder pads have a hard time getting their hands in sync above their helmet. That pass dangerously close to being picked off.
Pressure pretty heavy up front that time by that Golden Tiger defensive line as well, not giving Wright time to settle. Second down and 19 now after the assessment. Snap to right. Here comes pressure at the corner. Had a hand on him, couldn't get him. He'll slide right side now. Pumps, fires, got a man there near the 5. And a catch made there on the run by Tolliver, the grad student from Montgomery.
Tuskegee brought the outside blitz by Kimber. Kimber just couldn't get there in time. Wright makes the conversion. CAU all the way down to the 2-yard line.
Right on a dead run toward the sideline. Found Tolliver at the 5. First and goal to go there for the Panthers. Man, that offense is just so potent. This guy's just got incredible instincts as well. From the 5. On the ground. They push it to Pender, that is. He'll slide the line right side. Still not down on the surface yet. Went from the 5 to down at about the 2.5.
Number 22, Trayvon Pender on the carry.
So they're trying to show some love to Pender on the inside.
When the 2 top players are Pender and Kimber, you've got your work cut out for you.
Sure. That time it's Pender. This time, let's see on this second down play if it's Kimber. Right in shotgun for CAU. On the ground, it's Pender. Pender stood up inside the interior on that play. Good surge by the Golden Tigers up front.
Once he got the handoff, Pender took a little bit of a stutter step from left to right, trying to find space. Nothing doing as Tuskegee was tough up the middle. This is another huge call for this Tuskegee defense.
Yeah, it's 3rd and goal to go. They mark it down at the 1 on the run by Pender. This is the one that Wright snuck in the first half for a score. It's under center this time. Snap, trying to find space left side. Hit initially at the line of scrimmage. There's a pitch, and they lose 3 more yards on that play. Wright bottled up the line, trying to pitch it back to a running back behind him, and Tuskegee right on top of him.
And there's a flag thrown in after that last scrum. We'll sort this one out.
If it's anything other than offsides, Tuskegee's going to be in good shape here.
Well, it was after the play, it appears.
Yep.
So Tuskegee gets what they wanted in the stop on that last attempted late toss by the quarterback Wright of CAU.
It may rule he was in the grass, but we'll see.
They're on the sideline to discuss with Coach Aaron James what he wants to do. So this one will benefit Tuskegee.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense, number 55. 15-yard penalty.
Okay.
The down counts. 4th down.
Oh, wow. Everything in the way of the Golden Tigers that time around. They push it back to the 20-yard line, and it goes over on downs now. Or it'll be 4th down now for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta.
That's a huge swing.
Yeah, big swing.
To go from the 2-yard line. Tuskegee gets the stop and the benefit of the penalty call.
Indeed. We'll make it 4th down after the assessment, so it forces Clark Atlanta to punt instead of going for it on a 4th here. So Cabrera now will come on now as the place kicker. 8 of 9 on the season, long of 46. This will be a 37-yard effort. They got a high snap there. Blocked at the line of scrimmage. Golden Tigers got in there and knocked it down at the line. They got the surge and they block it.
A huge lift by special teams of Tuskegee, picking up where the defense left off.
What did you talk about in your pregame comments about special teams? There we see the Golden Tigers special teams answering once again.
And you got to love the body language of the special teams players for Tuskegee as they came leaping off the field, celebrating that last block, knowing they got something they wanted. Keeps this game within range.
You take your inspiration where you get it. Got it there from special teams. Football back over to the offense now with 5:44 left in the 3rd.
Now the question is how much of that enthusiasm is contagious? Can it continue with the offensive line giving Raekwon Beal enough time to throw for Tuskegee?
Trailing it 20-7. Got to get some points here. Don't want to come out of this 3rd without scoring. Makes your job a lot more tougher in the 4th. But the Golden Tigers had a strong defensive stand there with the Golden Tigers giving up a short field to the Panthers. Panthers started from the 40-yard line. But they got it inside the red zone via a penalty of the Golden Tigers that helped them. Got it all the way down to the 1-yard line. And then on a play where Wright tried to sneak it in left side, a good surge up front by the Golden Tigers, denied him, bumped him back a couple of yards, and he tried to pitch it to a back standing behind him, and they lost an additional couple of yards. And on top of that, we got the penalty.
We've talked about big center LeBron Merriweather as being one of the key components of the Tuskegee offensive line. Once Merriweather was inserted as a starter, the entire Tuskegee offense seemed to change its personality. Before that last series of plays, I watched Merriweather on the sideline working on his snaps. He is one of the leaders that's expected to show up on this next drive.
Tuskegee will have it from their own 20-yard line. In a must-win competition here, Golden Tigers trailing it. Got to come up with some answers here on the offense.
Given the personality of this game, Charles, I would put this next drive for Tuskegee as close to the must-score column as it can be with 5:44 remaining in the third quarter. Both of these offenses have been very deliberate and very effective in burning clock. This is a drive that Tuskegee needs some points from.
You're right. They start from their own 20. Bill will line up in the pistol. And he'll be joined by Leverett in the backfield. Slot is at the top of the screen to Bill's right. Officials get out of the way, and play set to resume. .544 remains in the third. 4 up front for CAU on the ground. Leverett with the football. Right up the gut he goes. Leverett leg tripped, but not until he gets close to the 30-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 29, a yard shy of the first down marker.
Leverett wanted more. As he's going down, he's pounding the turf with that right hand, knowing that he might have had a chance to break that all the way if he had broken one more tackle.
9 first downs in the game for Tuskegee. Make it 10 now after Leverett squeaks through the middle of the gut again. Knocked down at the 42-yard line. Bob's restaurant first down.
Here's the difference between the two teams. Tuskegee's running backs can give you something when you need it. 2 plays, 2 first downs.
Got some momentum now, trying to get that swagger back. Trailing 20-7 with 5 minutes left in the third from the 43-yard line. Bill with the snap. Leverett again, right side, gaping hole again. Past midfield, down at the 48-yard line. CAU into the field.
It's not pretty, but I love the effectiveness. Coach Aaron James keeping it on the ground, knowing that his offensive line loves to play aggressive.
And going without the huddle here, they sense that this Panther defense may be a little bit tired here. Bill, shotgun. Leverett with him in the backfield again. Quick snap on the ground. Ball fake. Out to the flats. Catch made there. One man to beat. Just shoestring tied there. Brigman had him got wrapped with his towel back there. The only thing that saved him from getting that touchdown.
Brigman open at about the 35-yard line. Did an excellent job just spinning back, making the catch. And as you mentioned, he's one hair from breaking that.
Bob's Restaurant first down to the 38-yard line of CAU. Tuskegee on the move. On the ground, ball fake, one-on-one. Vic Beckford got tripped there. We'll see if a flag comes down. No, they say that was just part of normal play, and no flag thrown there. Right at the 10-yard line, you could see the granules pop up on this red surface where he was tripped.
I like the play call, however, coming off of keeping the ball on the ground up the middle, taking that deep shot.
I don't know if that was by design, but I think that's the only thing that saved that defender, because Beckford was getting ready to get that separation. Kenny Wilson on the coverage for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. Now Garmin lines up at the bottom of the screen. 2nd and 10 from the 38. Snap to Bill. On the ground, Leverett, second wave of the defense, may get a flag thrown, and here we will. Face mask on Leverett on the run to the 35.
Leverett had his helmet literally ripped off at the 40-yard line. So once again, Tuskegee will have the benefit of a huge penalty call against CAU.
That'll be enough for another Bob's Restaurant first down after the assessment.
Not only ripped off his helmet, ripped off his headband as well.
Sure, all of it, right? Yeah, you can see that one developing.
Face mask, defense, number 48. 15-yard penalty from the end of the line, automatic.
Well, that's all good news there for Golden Tigers.
So now it gets interesting. Tuskegee's offense as a result of the penalty call, is in the red zone. And when we say red zone here, we mean red zone.
No doubt about it. Coca-Cola red here. 3:54 left in the third. Tuskegee right at the 20-yard line of the Panthers. See if they go back on the ground. Leverett joins Bill in the backfield. Splits either side. Garmin down at the bottom. Up top is Bregman. Now they go to the Wildcat. Leverett looks for some space. Got to the second wave of the defense. Good look there by Leverett to find the hole. He'll fall down there to 15.
Getting a little bit testy down on the field. After the play, you can see a couple of the Tuskegee linemen still pushing around CAU defensive linemen after the play. I like the tempo on this offensive drive by Tuskegee.
Just getting ready to say, look at the offensive linemen for the Golden Tigers. They are ready to get right back at it. They know they sense something in that line of scrimmage now, that things are weighing in their favor. 2nd down and 5 after the run by Leverett. Bill in the pistol. Leverett joins him to his left. Splits either side. Now the slot up at the top instead. Sliding the line, Kamuku on the ground. Leverett slides back to his left. Lost that one man. Didn't fall down. Leverett, one more man. They trip him up inside the 5. Down at the 3. How about the second effort by Leverett?
You talked about the Tuskegee offensive line, Charles. There were 3 players for CAU left in the wake of that play on their knees on that last run by Leverett.
Sure. They are just firing out at that line of scrimmage. 1st and goal to go on the ground. Leverett bangs in, keeps his feet going forward, down at the half-yard line. He was stopped initially at the 2, but that second effort, he just kept grinding to the half.
And you can see the offensive linemen for Tuskegee already lined up at the line of scrimmage, ready to go. They picked up the pace.
Let's get it on. Whistles at the line of scrimmage. Got a timeout taken by the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. They were not ready at all.
CAU claims no moss.
Oh, God, absolutely.
They're just running a little bit too fast for us at the line of scrimmage. You can sense that the offensive linemen for Tuskegee, they're running even faster than the play calls can come in from the sideline.
Indeed. It just got this whole notion, let's just ram it. And they were really in that firing sequence where everybody at that front line firing off.
The important thing for Tuskegee, Charles, this is the offensive drive they had to have, and they've gotten the productivity. The only thing they need now to put the icing on the cake is to get the points.
Indeed. You come away with a touchdown here, and you have swiped the momentum here at Panther Stadium. Indeed. They'll put that football down at the half-yard line.
Coach Aaron James on the near sideline discussing that last time out with one of the referees. He might be debating the fact that we were ready to go. They might have got that time in a little bit too late.
Yeah, might have given it to them when they didn't deserve it. Those things were ready to roll there. Golden Tigers at the half-yard line. Trying to cut into that 20-7 Panther lead. Must-win ball game for Tuskegee.
Tuskegee lining up single back offense. Everyone packed in tight except for one receiver.
Golden Tigers elect to line it up in the shotgun. On the ground, Leverett bangs left side, stopped down in his tracks at the same spot on the field. You wonder if that situation, if they go up under center, you take away some of that distance on the handoff to the runner, giving up those 2 or 3 yards, getting it back to the line of scrimmage. Perhaps get it right there at the line and pack it right in. No evidence that the Panthers can stop them.
You also wonder if this is 2-down territory this close.
Good call. This is 3rd and goal to go here. Watch them maybe go out toward the wings on this one. This time they pack it in a little bit tighter. Bill, he'll break out. Wildcat whistles at the line of scrimmage. Boy, I hope that's not a motion against the Golden Tigers.
You may get something against CAU as both offensive lines are pointing at one another.
May not get a call on this one at all.
Offside.
Oh, boy. How about that? He picked that one up last.
Still 3rd down.
Now you almost have to go under center here. Seen Wright do it for the Panthers to score. Bill, with that big body frame, certainly capable of lunging in there from a yard, half yard out.
This is about a 1st and goal from the foot-yard line.
They're going to go Wildcat instead. Leverett, left side, hit one time. That's not enough. Touchdown, left side, Golden Tigers. They hit him initially at the line, but you got to do more than that with Desmond Leverett. He fought off that and went to the end zone for the 6.
Give Leverett credit for keeping his feet moving, those choppy steps, ran into contact, bounced outside, scores the 6, the needed 6 that Tuskegee had to have.
Boy, you talk about coming off the deck. They surely did. Defensively, they got the momentum going, and the offense just trounced it down the field for the 6. And Ryan now on to try the point after. 1:38 left in the third. Snap clean, Larkin clean on the point after, knocks it through 20-14.
So you know how this is shaping up. That missed extra point by CAU early in the ball game could come back and be the difference in this ball game.
20-14 right now, 1:38 left in the third. A quick timeout. We'll catch our breaths here on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Greetings. I am Zanaya Sims, a senior pre-law political science major from Little Rock, Arkansas, currently serving as the executive judicial advisor. And why you should vote. Our ancestors fought tirelessly to vote, going through unimaginable obstacles to make sure that their voices were heard. Voting on November 5th, you will be able to protect your future and protect the ones that you love. Thank you.
Resume here at Panther Stadium. Ryan to kick it. Tuskegee closer. Ryan booms this one. Might hit a field goal from there. Close to pushing it through the uprights on the kick.
I just want to know, whoever is cooking barbecue on the far side hill, the smoke has wafted all the way over the playing field. They better have a lot of ribs going on over there.
I'll tell you what, don't let it lose your focus here. I know you in food, brother. That'll get you off track real quick.
You talked about the fog this morning. There is a fog settling in, a light fog settling in over the playing surface.
Yeah. If I go silent, you know where I am. 1:38 left here in the third. 20-14. Tuskegee cutting to that Panther lead. Defense is rising up a bit. Let's see if they can continue here on this possession by the Panthers. From their own 25-yard line. Right. They'll keep it on the ground this time. Banging straight ahead. Tuskegee trying to rip that football out of there. And the runner able to get it up to the 33. That's Riggins on the carry. He'll put him down probably at the 32 there.
You talk about football being a complementary sport. The momentum of the offense, we'll see how it translates to the Tuskegee defense on this next stand.
They were the ones that provided the initial spark. Let's see if they can continue. Right. Ball fake, shoots it out there. Got a man waiting for it. That's Jones. Jones down the right sideline. Beat the defense there. Nobody in front of him. Jones going to go to the house on this one for Clark Atlanta. Golden Tigers just not able to catch up with him.
Ronnie West through the block at the 40-yard line, sealing off that side of the field. Clear sailing down the sideline for CAU.
Jones able to carry it after the catch. They just hit him out in the flats like we've seen all first half long. And he got to the corner. Tuskegee just could not get a hand on him. He scores after the pass from Wright, and Tuskegee gives up the touchdown. 26-14 now. Clark Atlanta answers. And you know that was their mantra coming to the sideline, is that we've got the answer to touchdown by Tuskegee. And they do.
Some confusion on the the Tuskegee sideline about coverage on this kick. Players substituting in at the last minute.
And now the Panthers going to try to make up for that first mixed point after with the attempt at 2 here. With 62 seconds left in the third. Wright will line up with Riggins in the backfield. Important 2-point conversion here. Snap to Wright. Rolls right side. Now checks off, flag coming there. Back of the end zone. This one incomplete. Good defensive work there in the end zone by Tuskegee in the secondary. Tyler Smith in there on a good spot there to knock it down, but we'll check the flag out far side of the field.
Wright was looking to find someone right in the middle of the end zone underneath the goalpost. Threw into triple coverage as Tuskegee had it well defended. We'll sort out the penalty call.
Illegal motion, offense. Number 3. That penalty is declined. Extra point is no good.
So they failed on the 2-point conversion on the play itself. It would have been nullified had a catch been made on the illegal motion. But the big storyline on that is the Panthers answer the touchdown with the pass to right. He goes Jones, that is, he goes 68 yards to score on the run to extend the Panther lead to 26-14.
The only good news for Tuskegee, Charles, is that CAU scored so quickly. There's still time remaining in the third quarter. This is still a ball game. 2 scores, not difficult to overcome if their defense can get a stop. They'll have to get a couple.
Indeed, they will. As you reference, chance here at the end of the third to set things up nicely for the fourth. Anticipating a good return here.
Sun may still be a factor of some of these kick returns, as the return men for Tuskegee will be glaring right into the sun.
Cabrera to kick it away. McGee stands deep. We'll have a return here. Backpedals at the 1. Now to the 5. 10. Left side he goes, looking for space. Up the middle now. Spun around at the 26-yard line. And that takes the clock down to 56 seconds. And the Golden Tiger offense back out onto the football field.
Important for the Tuskegee offense. Let's go ahead and state the obvious. They can't afford any turnovers on this next sequence. They had a lot of success on the previous possession, running the football. See if they stay patient, continue to stick with the run, only use the pass when necessary.
From the 26, Garmin in motion right side. They'll keep it on the ground. Leverett wrapping up that football at the 35, working toward the sideline, trying to get out of bounds. Good job there to do that. After the run, Vibes Restaurant first down. Players still tangled up there at the sideline. It's Spivey on that run for Tuskegee. Spivey known for just holding that football just in prototypical style with both arms wrapped around it. And Spivey runs it for the first down and got out of bounds.
Spivey, tremendous run to the sideline and into the the Tuskegee bench with a couple of CAU defenders tangled up, as you mentioned. They were about 6 yards out of bounds. The Tuskegee players on the sideline seemed to gather around just to keep things, law and order in place.
They got him down on the surface, so the clock was continuing to run. It's at 5 now. They'll go on the ground again. Spivey, second wave of the defense, kept his balance. There's Spivey looking for a block downfield. They catch up with him, but they don't get to him until he gets inside of the 35 on the other end.
Credit the interior blocking of the Tuskegee offensive line. Roy Berry with a huge block to spring that last running play.
And Tuskegee will end the quarter on that run. And they'll have it on the Panther end of the floor down the field at the 32-yard line where we get set to start the fourth here at Panther Stadium. We'll go into the fourth with CAU leading at 26-14 over the Golden Tigers. Back with more on GTSN after this.
Fans, mark your calendars for a monumental event. Tuskegee University will celebrate the 100th homecoming this year on November 9th, 2024. Join us on Saturday inside Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium as the Golden Tigers take on the Miles Golden Bears with kickoff set for a 1 p.m. start time. Be sure to come out early, wear your crimson and gold, and help us make this homecoming one for the history books. We'll see you there.
Be the you you've always wanted to be. Wind Creek Casino. It's your kind of fabulous.
Fourth quarter here at Panther Stadium, shaping up perhaps to be a good one. 26-14, we get set to start the fourth, and it'll start with the Golden Tigers on the Panther end of the field from the 32-yard line.
We talked about time of possession entering this ball game, Charles. I wouldn't be surprised at the time of possession, despite the huge turnover with the touchdown by CAU. Tuskegee's offense is now on the field for a second drive. CAU's defense has got to be feeling a little bit winded on an 80-degree day.
Yeah, you made the call during the break that if it had to happen, the quickness of it is the only benefit is that they push that defense with Clark Atlanta right back out there.
Well, if you're to score on us, let's get it over with so we can get back on the field.
Sure. Golden Tigers at 5-3 overall and 5-1, trying to stay in the hunt to finish either number 1 or number 2 in the SIAC and appear in the championship game a couple of weeks away.
It's nice to see the CAU, I'd call it alumni section, which is on the far side hill right beside one of the VIP parking lots. They used to be in the corner closer to the parking lot. Now they've kind of shifted more towards the center of the field. They're more part of the game now than they were in the past.
Yeah, used to be you're right, used to be further to the right, but they moved things down since they took down the observation deck over there, if you will. Start of the fourth. Such a great venue for football. Kind of has a little bowl cut to it to some degree, not as pronounced as at Abbott Stadium at Tuskegee, but a good setting for college football. First play from scrimmage. On the ground, second wave of the defense, spinning with that football. And falling ahead is Spivey. Spivey inside of the 25 now after a tough run right side.
The operative word is second level of the defense. The offensive line for Tuskegee do an excellent job getting their runners to that next level.
2nd and 1 for the Vibes Restaurant, first down. Spivey joins Bill in the backfield. On the ground, Spivey, second wave, lets one defender fly by, falls ahead. I think that's enough for the first down. And they will move the chains on this, I believe, as they mark it down. Have not indicated yet. Now it'll be third down instead. Not enough, about a half a foot before the first down. Just underway here in the fourth. Tuskegee trailing 26-14. Snap the bill. Flags at the line. They got a free play. Coming back, Bregman at the 5. Pass goes incomplete.
It appears CAU was offside on that last play call, as you caught so appropriately. So Tuskegee will go into business with a 1st and 10 from about the 18-yard line.
That'll be the Bob's Restaurant via the first down via the penalty against the Panthers.
Defense, number 34. 5-yard penalty that results in a first down.
People say it all the time about how can you be offsides when you're right there looking at the football. But believe you me, it happens. That's penalty number 9 on the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. That's a big one there. Pushes the Golden Tigers inside the red zone. Fresh set of downs. 13:56 left in the football game.
I expect Beal will take a shot on one of these plays.
On the ground instead. This is Sellers right side. Sellers wrapped up from behind, but he falls down inside the 10-yard line on a good tough run right side.
As I was saying, I expect Tuskegee to keep the ball on the ground as they've been doing all this third quarter.
Just like you said. Beg your pardon, that was Spivey on that carry for the Golden Tigers. That was a first down run there. Vibes Restaurant first down, so it's 1st and goal to go. Spivey near the 5, still picking his way through that Panther defense. You get the sense that this Panther defense is tired.
The Tuskegee running backs do an excellent job of finding their way through trash. There's not a lot there, but the footwork and the cutbacks and the ability to take contact and keep moving is one of the characteristics of their entire backfield.
Nice call on that, because they'll sit right in there and just kind of dance with their feet, just like you're doing a little stutter step type thing till you see what develops up front. Then you hit that hole.
Well, there's not much space, so they're really rugged at just absorbing contact and keep moving.
I'm looking at that Panther defensive line. Everybody with their hands on their hips at this point. Tuskegee with a chance to just wear them down and keep wearing them down here. They come alive in the second half. They've done so far. A goal to go and a whistle at the line of scrimmage. Delay of game showing here. The back judge calling a delay of game.
Coach Aaron James of Tuskegee was all the way to the 20-yard line trying to get the attention of his offensive unit.
Tough assessment there. It will remain first goal to go, but now you got to do it from outside the 10.
Also, mass substitutions for the Tuskegee offense.
They bring in receivers, double the receivers on either side. In that I formation with the receivers. Bill in the pistol. Spivey joins him. Ball fake. Bill looks, got time, fires to the end zone. Overshot a man, Bregman on a crossing route. The very thing we talked about before the first half ends, Mark, that's a pass that Bill's got to connect.
Had a man also open deep in the far corner of the end zone. That would have been the tougher throw, but as you mentioned, Bill had a man open up the middle, just missed the throw.
That's the one thing that Coach Williams and head coach James have just been trying to emphasize to him that the ones they give you, you got to take. That was a gimme there. We'll see if they'll find another one here. Second and goal to go. Or third and goal to go now. Bill in the pocket's got some space left side. He's got a slot to the end zone if he can get there. Takes a bump there, stays on his feet. Bill scores for Tuskegee.
Only problem is he rips his helmet off in celebration and the flags come flying.
The points will count, but that'll be marked on the ensuing kick. My, oh my.
Give credit to Bill, though, on an incredible run. He got contact at the 5-yard line, bounced off into the end zone. Now, this is the quarterback for Tuskegee. Gets into the end zone, rips his helmet off. He's claiming to the officials that it was coming off anyway. Difficult in retrospect to figure out if he was just hit with such an impact where the helmet was uncomfortable on his head.
He was trying to spin it back to some viewing spot. Good call on that. But the run outstanding by Raekwon Bill for the touchdown. He was knocked, as you referenced, about the 3-yard line. He just went through that tackle and into the end zone. Ryan's on now for the point after. 12:04 left in the fourth. Larkin, and Larkin we trust. And he knocks that one through. Boy, what a game we got here at Panther Stadium. 26-21, 12:04 left in the fourth quarter. Tuskegee trailing. More football after this timeout on GTSN.
I thought for sure he was going to belly up.
Greetings, I am Amari Christopher Hardy, the 66 Executive SGA President here at Tuskegee University. Stop what you're doing. Go to your phone, go to your computer, or go to the nearest monitor located near you and look up your voter registration status. And if you are registered to vote, then you must head to the polls on November 5th, 2024 to cast your vote for this primary election. And bring one, for we must be the change that we desire to see. In order to do that, we must have community. So again, on November 5th, 2024, we vote. TU.
Just a couple to go before the big election here in the U.S. Hope you get out and exercise your right as a citizen to vote. Talk about exercising the right. The Golden Tigers of Tuskegee, they did it on that last play. And if you'll pardon the expression, down at that Tuskegee sideline, the joint is jumping. They are gung-ho fired up.
The word I'm looking for, Charles, is resilience. Answering that huge touchdown play by CAU with a drive of their own, Tuskegee makes this a 5-point ball game with 12 minutes to go. We've got a long way in this ball game. The challenge once again falls on that Tuskegee defense.
Indeed it does. The offense rose after they got some momentum to get that football back, and that outstanding run by Raekwon Bill. Boy, it's going to be difficult to top that as not being our TU Player of the Day, Alabama Power TU Player of the Day, because that was just outstanding effort by him.
CAU's got to be feeling, who are these guys? They thought they might have put them away with a 2-score lead, only to find Tuskegee score and bring this as close as it is. There is plenty of time to go. With 12 minutes, the animation on the Tuskegee sideline is a good sign. You can see players jumping up and down on special teams, ready to get back into this ball game.
Now, let's not forget there was that celebrations penalty at the end of that touchdown run. So Larkin will have to kick this football from the 20, and that will give the Panthers good field position. But Larkin has the ability in his leg to push that football back and get it reset at regular normal depth of the kick. We've seen him hit a couple into the back of the end zone here at Panther Stadium already. Kicking into the wind here, though. Ryan pushing it, backpedaling near the 25 on the return there for the Panthers of CAU. Banged at the 45-yard line. There's Elijah Crockett on that return for CAU.
Now, this is dangerous territory for the CAU offense. They take over possession just outside of midfield.
Yeah, we've seen what they can do with a short field and even with a full field. Got a 68-yard pass for a touchdown on their possession to give them that 2-score lead. Right, and the offense comes back now from their own 49-yard line. 11:57 left in the football game. They lead 26-21. In motion goes Jones. They'll go back to the left side instead. Riggins with the carry. Has his legs knocked from under him. But that's not until he gets it up to the 45 on the Golden Tiger end of the football field. He got about 6 on that first down play.
Surprised that the clock has stopped at 11:57 after that last play. It wasn't a first down. I'd say at least 7 seconds were in that pause.
I don't think they even started it. Yeah. On the ground, Riggins wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. They can't get him all the way down, though. He'll spin ahead for about a yard. But Noah Holt had a hand on him right at the line of scrimmage. Still short of the first down marker mark. It's third down and a full 2 for sure here for Clark Atlanta. Likely 2-down territory for them. Maybe not with 11:20 plus remaining. If Tuskegee can hold them out there to get to that 41-yard line. 4 up front for TU. Right, high snap, whistles at the line of scrimmage. This will go against the offense for motion. They left too quickly. Break for the Golden Tigers.
Is that number 4 or number 5 in terms of motion penalties against CAU?
I think we're up to 5.
That's a huge break for Tuskegee, turning what would have been a 3rd and short into a 3rd and long territory with 8 yards to go to pick up this first down.
That's penalty number 10 for them in the football game, and I think you're right, Mark. 5 of those for motion.
If anything drives coaches crazy, are those dead ball fouls.
Indeed. It's about as dead as that one can get. Like a dead mule pulling a wagon. 3rd down. After the assessment, 3rd and 8. Right, showing shotgun. Tuskegee at the corner. Coming at the corner for Kimber, trying to get in there. They'll roll right side. He'll fire it up downfield, over to the defender, sits it in perfectly to the receiver down at the 25-yard line. Tuskegee playing what looked like a zone, and McGuire too deep, and Smith too short, about a 4-yard window for the receiver to sit right down and wait for the pass to come down.
The pass by Wright seemed to freeze the coverage. He was standing right there and just seemed to misjudge the flight of the ball. CAU picks up a huge first down.
Boy, they definitely needed it. Now they are at the 24-yard line with a fresh set of downs. Tuskegee had them right where they wanted. The assessment made it 3rd and 8, and they got the first down. Right. Ball fake, shoots it on the flats, got some space over there. That was a nice timer out there, and they'll go easy there all the way down for the touchdown. Wright saw that right away at the line of scrimmage. He knew it was wide open for the pass, and they had the blocker set downfield, the receiver, to kick that block out toward the sideline, and an easy touchdown for the Panthers.
Once again, CAU takes advantage with a quick release by Wright, sees the player in the slot, picks up a block or 2 downfield, and just down the sideline for the touchdown.
He looked at that defensive set for the Golden Tigers and knew exactly what he had. Got it right out there quickly into the flats, and the rest was history. Everything was set on that sideline.
We talked about the quarterback criteria. One was recognition, right? Saw the coverage on the right side of the field, made the quick throw. The receiver did the rest.
So the Panthers answer right back with 10:07 left in the football game. They push their lead to 32-21. So on consecutive possessions where the offense has done something good for Tuskegee, they come back and lay it into the hands of the defense. First one was a 68-yard run for the Panthers to score, and on this one, they just popped it out in the flats and a touchdown there. And the Panthers right back in business again.
One thing about this CAU offense, Charles, we've seen two scores where they don't take a lot of time to put the ball in the end zone. Right is really excellent at seeing receivers not on just these short patterns, but that last third down pickup deep downfield was a huge turn of events for this ball game.
Absolutely a crusher there. Two defenders right there, and both of them frozen as you reference. I believe this is Kimber coming off with an injury here. It is toward the Tuskegee sideline, favoring that right leg. But back to that pass that hurt so much downfield. You had a back defender and an up defender, and neither of them able to advance on that floater by right, which was a touch pass for him. That's what he had to throw because he couldn't throw a dart, but he floated it right in, and just nobody able to make the adjust and come onto that football. So Kimber to the sideline. And on to try to point now, Cabrera. Cabrera at 10:07 left, trying to extend that Panther lead. Kick by Cabrera is good. So make it 33-21. Panthers with the touchdown, extend their lead with 10:07 left in the football game. Take a break here on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
I love the lake. It's like one of the few places I can just let go and be myself. I really love it here.
Staying up to date on all recommended vaccines protects you and your family from disease. Protect yourself and others by making sure you're up to date on all recommended vaccines, including respiratory virus vaccines. Don't wait, vaccinate. For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM.
Back live here at Panther Stadium. Panthers notch another score. They lead at 33-21 now over the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee.
Sure.
Right now, 17 of 20, 267 yards.
I know it might sound crazy, but this game is not out of reach. Tuskegee will get the ball back with 10 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. A quick score would be a nice wish. Still, you've got to get a stop.
Indeed, you're right. I agree with you 100%. That is definitely not over by any stretch of the imagination. That's a lot of time left. And we have seen that offense for the Golden Tigers adjust and push that football down the field without burning a lot of time. But the question is, when you score, you got to stop them from scoring because you're trailing. After the timeout, Tuskegee getting set to receive the football on the kick. Rodriguez McGee will be deep. Justin Stiff joins him back there. And Pavon Beckford, that's Devin Booker, going to be the third deep man for the Golden Tigers.
The Golden Tigers would like nothing better to have this next offensive series predicated by a big run back. If they can get something significant, let's go ahead and say out past the 35-yard line, it gives Beal the opportunity to start thinking big plays.
So Abrea set to kick it away now. Right on that pass to Harris from 24 yards out. to extend their lead. Sidewinding kick. McGee lets it go over his head, and Tuskegee will go over from line of scrimmage. The offense just got to come out there quick. Sense that they know that at the line of scrimmage they have the advantage. They've been able to move the football at will.
The problem for Tuskegee, Charles, they've been able to run the football effectively at this point in the ball game. With the clock at only 10 minutes to go, you can't afford a long time-consuming drive.
Also cannot afford a turnover here as well. Bill lines up in the backfield. In shotgun, he'll take the snap. Ball fake. Up, trying to go up top. Got a man behind the coverage, but a flag coming in there as Beckford beat his man at the 45-yard line and had a hole there on the defender.
From the spot of the foul, Charles, I would imagine we're going to get a hold on the defense, which will give Tuskegee the benefit of another first down, 10 yards up the field.
It was Wilkins, their star defensive back on that hole there. Beckford had him beat downfield.
That's going to be Dahil Wilkins for CAU called for the hold as the offense for Tuskegee will start this next play from the 35.
Wilkins, second team all SIAC, can't catch up with Beckford there. So fresh set of downs from the 35. Beckford in motion. They keep it on the ground. Straight ahead on the run. Holding that football tightly and spinning past the 50-yard line on the carry. That's Chase Sellers.
In between plays, Charles, I expect Tuskegee to pick up the pace in between plays. They don't have the luxury of looking to the sideline for 10, 15 seconds. Get back to the line of scrimmage, run a play.
Beg your pardon, that's Zena Mulba on that carry for the Golden Tigers with that first down pickup. Bob's Restaurant first down from the middle of the Panther here at Panther Stadium. 9:22 left in the football game. Beckford motion right side. Ball fake. Bill steps up, feels the pressure, slides left side, decided to turn it back to the inside. Falls ahead for about 4 or 5 on that keeper. Looked kind of like a busted play at the beginning because Bill was doing a ball fake, but there was nobody there to fake it to.
The ball fake did not fool anyone. As you mentioned, no one home. Beal had space to the outside, just taking the safe decision, cutting it back towards the middle.
Second down and 6 after the 4-yard pickup by Bill. Mulba joins him in the backfield. They look to the sideline for the play with 15 seconds left on the play clock. Football at the left hash mark at the 46-yard line. High snap, but he handles. Gets it on the ground. Mulba lunges ahead left side about 2 yards shy of that Bob's Restaurant first down marker, which is the 40-yard line.
Wouldn't be a bad idea for Tuskegee to call 2 plays from the sideline instead of looking to the sideline for each play. Time is definitely a factor. We're going to be under 7 minutes on this next snap.
Nice call. And you keep that defense of the Panthers on its heels. On the ground. Mulba looking for room to the right side. This is not much for a gain there. They slid him more toward the sideline on that play. May have gotten a half a yard, but not much more as we go to 7:55 left in the ball game. And this Golden Tiger offense has just seemed to slow to a snail's pace now in terms of the action and getting these plays to the line of scrimmage.
Also, they're swapping players out from the sidelines, so it's taking that much more time to get players set.
4th down here. And about a half yard. Golden Tigers on the Panther end of the field have no choice here but to go for it. Trailing 33-21. They go to that Wildcat set now. Or correction, Bill gives it to Mulba. Mulba runs it left side across the 40 into the 39-yard line. Vibes Restaurant first down. A big one there for Tuskegee.
You'll notice Beal will sometimes get to the line of scrimmage, appear that he has a play, but take a second look to the sideline. It's as if Coach Aaron James is taking a look at the defense himself and changing the play based on the coverage that he sees on the sideline.
Ball fake, Bill crossing route. Catch made there, laying out near the 15, down at the 20. It's his favorite receiver, Quavo Beckford. Beckford good for the Vibes Restaurant first down. Down at the 19-yard line. They went quick there.
They've got to get their linemen, instead of walking to the line of scrimmage, get them at least jogging back to the line of scrimmage.
6:35 left now. Bill quickly, high snap, handles, pulls it back to the sideline. Got a man there, coming back to the interior after the catch, diving over the goal line, touchdown, Golden Tigers. Beckford again.
A great man once said, "It's never over until it's over." Beal to Beckford. Beckford with the tremendous effort out of the tackle, diving into the end zone for the 6, and Tuskegee is on the verge of once again cutting this to a 5-point ball game.
Quavo with the grab from Bill. That combination's working to perfection last few weeks. Got another combo here for the touchdown. Ryan now with a point after. 6:27 remaining. Movement up front. They'll kick this one. Ryan hit the point after, but it's offsides against the Panthers. I believe that's number 6 on him there last. No, this is offsides, not the motion call.
Offside. Defense.
Had a lot of those in this ball game as well, though. So
Let's set the sequence, though, Charles. Sorry about that.
Go.
When CAU took over with the benefit of the penalty on the celebration, give credit to Tuskegee for having the resilience to not only hold but answer on this long drive for the touchdown. 6 minutes and 27 seconds remaining. It's 33-28. A place I didn't expect Tuskegee to be, and I don't think they did either.
I know you're right about that with 6:27 left. We were just talking a few minutes ago about how important for them to score to kind of keep this thing within striking range, and they've done it. Didn't burn a whole lot of time doing it as well. 33-28 to score now.
What Tuskegee did so effectively on that last drive was run the football and get back to the line of scrimmage, making the play calls really crisply. And that sequence, I would imagine, even though we don't have live stats on that drive necessarily, I would say that last drive consumed less than 3 minutes.
Yeah, we'll wait to see as they post it upstairs just above us if they've got it keyed in yet. But, yeah, it didn't take very long at all for the Golden Tigers to answer on that drive. Right back into this thing.
And with the extra long TV timeout, the Tuskegee defense has a few extra minutes to capture their collective breath and get back on the field.
It'll come down to the same thing we've been talking about, though. Defense has got to make a stop on that Panther offense. And this is the time that you really want to do it. If you can make a stop here, then you don't really have to rush your offense. You can kind of take it at a normal pace to try to get that score.
I would also say the onus is on the Tuskegee defensive backs to be a lot more alert on the rhythm of David Wright on these quick throws. If by any chance a defensive back wants to make a gamble on one of these quick outs, now might be the time to think about making a bold statement.
Players back out onto the football field trying to get that summary of that last drive. They got the score calculated here on the live stats, but not the full summary in terms of number of plays and time off the clock, probably adding that up as they go. But Ryan set to kick it away now. And we've had some exploits by special teams in this football game, good in the favor of the Golden Tigers. Special teams opportunity here. Let's see if they can make something big here happen here on this kickoff. Larkin to kick it. And he'll punch this one. Backpedaling. Return here by Virgil Young. He's dangerous on the return, trying to get to the outside. Slides by one tackler, knocked at the 15-yard line, and spun down right there by special teams for Tuskegee.
We've watched the Tuskegee defense come up big in the second half of at least 5 consecutive games. They know that this ball game rests on their shoulders. If they can get a stop on this next sequence by CAU, it would set up their offense for a game-winning drive.
Panthers will start from their 16-yard line. 6:20 remains. No room for error in that Golden Tiger defense. Got to get a stop here.
Here's where the deficit for CAU in the running game may also come into play.
Right, set to go. On the ground, Riggins.
Like that.
Right at the line of scrimmage. Yes, sir. They undercut him right at the line of scrimmage. Noah Holt there on that stop for holding on that stop for the Golden Tigers, just surging.
Now, we realize that quarterback David Wright of CAU is exceptionally gifted, but to have the ball this deep in your own territory and allow him the freedom to pass the football would be a bit risky.
Yeah. Under certain circumstances, it will make you double think. He'll pass this one out in the flats. Right on the play there with the busting hit. Who? On the stop for the Golden Tigers on that surge. That's Cameron Reynolds. Name we haven't called much this year since that first ball game, but Reynolds with the helmet right into the numbers of Jamal Jones.
Reynolds diagnosed the play perfectly on the near sideline in coverage, an aggressive tackle, stopping that play for a loss.
Loss of 2 on the play. Cameron Reynolds with the knock on Jones behind the line.
Now it gets interesting.
Yeah, it is. 3rd and 12. Or 3rd and 13 on the scoreboard here at Panther Stadium. Panther defense trying to force a 3 and out here. Right in shotgun. They're coming at the corners. He'll step up to try to run it. Wrapped up from behind. Got to get to him before the marker. They cannot. He runs for the first down. My, oh, my. Hurts you with the arm. This time hurts you with the legs.
Ran through the tackle, the attempted tackle of the Tuskegee defender right at the 15-yard line. Wright picks up the first with a huge run in space down to about the 35-yard line.
Able to keep his balance somehow. Somebody had a shoestring tackle on him, and he's able to stay upright and had the daylight right side, and he runs to it and got it up to the 36 for a fresh set of downs for CAU. We go down to 4:17 left. Huge play there by the quarterback, David Wright. Quick hitting pass out in the flats. They scored on this one before with the lead blocker. This time Tuskegee covers it a little better, but a pickup of 7 on that pass out in the flats.
Curious that the receiver for CAU, instead of going out of bounds, just cut that inside, keeping the clock running.
It goes up under 4 minutes now. They lead at 33-28. They want that clock to keep moving, and they got 7 on. They gave them 6 on that catch. And now they'll let this play clock run down as much as they can before snapping it. For them, it's about clock management and continuing to move the football down the field. They're at their own 42. Got to get it to the 46 to get a fresh set of down. Riggins will do that. Stays on his feet right side. Now 1 man to beat. And Riggins down the sideline. And a leg tip there by Cameron Reynolds is the only thing that saves Riggins from going in to score for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta.
Nothing fancy. Running back simply found a lane on the right side of the Tuskegee defense. Picks up not just the first down, but he's all the way down to the 10-yard line.
And with less than 3 minutes remaining, the Panthers of Clark Atlanta on this red field, they are smelling blood. They lead it 33-28 and a chance to score again here. Golden Tigers had them pinned down into a 3rd and long, and somehow David Wright able to run for a big first down. Riggins slides back to the inside, got it inside the 10, down near the 8-yard line.
A scuffle breaks out at about the 15-yard line between 4 players for both teams.
Now everybody headed over that way. And another flag coming in there. Boy, you certainly hate to see if this goes against the Golden Tigers. Noah Holton in the middle of all that. He's coming toward the sideline. Coach James escorting him to the sideline. And he gets an additional, maybe kicking him out of the football game. A couple of coaches on the sideline just tearing into Noah Holton. Holton, a sophomore. Sophomoric mistake there this point in the football game. 2:20 remains in it. After they unsort this, if it's not offsetting, that's going to put them right down near the goal line.
Holton's from Snellville, Georgia, may have been performing for a few of the home folks here to see him play, but he is now estranged from the sideline at about the 10. You can see one of the
officers
for the security force for Tuskegee pointing him away from the field.
AD Reginald Ruffin right down there too.
Both teams. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 5. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, it's number 7. Those fouls offset, the down counts. That's their first unsportsmanlike of the game.
Wow. A break to some degree for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee that the fouls offset, but no indication from the referee. But Noah Houghton taking that long, slow, embarrassing stroll back to the Golden Tiger locker room. And you know that that's going to be a lonely ride for him back to Tuskegee. I'm not sure if they kicked him out or not. The referee didn't indicate it, but the security crew here at Panther Stadium and a flag coming in on that play from the line of scrimmage.
You make an excellent point because the officials making the play didn't make note of any ejection on that last play except for the offsetting penalty calls. But Holton is at the far corner of the end zone where the players normally enter the field from the locker room, helmet off and just standing there. He's not on the field and he's not off the field. He's just in the runway.
Sure, right. And everybody's looking toward the sideline. I think they're trying to get some clarity about that as to whether he was actually ejected or not. But the officiating crew just set to get back to business here. I don't know. It could have been the sideline for Tuskegee that pushed him out of play, making that internal decision. Now the field judge stepping in to stop play. And we have the 2-minute timeout coming here at the end of the fourth quarter. So with 2 minutes remaining, 33-28, the score remains. That's the good news, is that they are still within striking distance. Only 2 minutes remains, though. They did not get that assessment to give them a fresh set of downs or anything, but you got to make a stop here.
Well, Charles, we knew coming into this ball game that CAU was bringing the best quarterback in the conference, and he has not disappointed. David Wright has really been the difference in this contest, making at least 3 huge third down pickups when CAU had to have them, especially in tough situations. We're not talking about third and short pickups. We're talking about third and long conversions.
Sure.
And CAU has this 5-point advantage with 2 minutes to go as a result of the play of David Wright.
Right, with that big run on that third. I think it was about 3rd and 8 when he took off on that run and got more than enough for the first down. And that really gave him clear sailing on that possession. But that Golden Tiger defense now, there's no question about it.
There are 3 huddles on the field right now. Tuskegee is huddled up at the 20-yard line. Its entire unit, the officials, are huddled up at the 15 at the center of the field. And on the far side of the field, CAU is huddled up at about their own 25, talking about things. Just 3 committee meetings happening all at once.
Nice call on that, no doubt. Everybody in their respective groups.
Are you ready for homecoming?
Oh, am I ever? Yeah. I don't know. I'm like you. I think because of the event on Friday night in Montgomery, we'll have the benefit of getting there early on Saturday morning. Because otherwise, I don't know what time we'd have to leave Atlanta to be able to get into that space with the parade that morning. It's just difficult to get into Tuskegee on a day with so many people there.
If the weather forecast holds that I've been seeing, low 70s, mid 70s, sunny in Tuskegee, I would expect a crowd of up to 40,000.
All I can say is I'm going to bring an appetite equivalent to 40,000 people. Not even going to eat during the week. Just get ready for homecoming.
It's a good week for a fast.
Sure, absolutely. Play set to resume now. 2 minutes remaining. The Panthers under quarterback David Wright down at the 15 of Tuskegee. Snap to right, straight drop, looks, surveys to the end zone. Crossing route, batted around and incomplete. Good defensive work there by Tuskegee in that secondary to knock that one away. Covering on that play for the Golden Tigers in the secondary, that's Tyler Smith. He's had a good second half of football for Tuskegee in that secondary.
The good news for Tuskegee is that stops the clock.
Indeed.
That's their second timeout of the half.
So the Panthers take the timeout, and they take it with 1:55 remaining.
How many times have we said big third down conversion coming up?
Indeed, a lot this afternoon. And how many times have we described that Golden Tiger defense as bend but not breaking? This is the time that they really have to fall into that latter category where they cannot break here. Third down for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta.
Got to be thinking they're going to allow Clark Atlanta is David Wright a certain amount of freedom to improvise on this next play call. If he sees the pass, go for it. If he doesn't, as he did on the previous drive, do not be surprised if David Wright tucks it and runs with it.
What I'm thinking about more so than that, since it's third and goal to go from here, what they do on fourth down. Do they kick the field goal?
You got to take the points.
That'll make it necessary for Tuskegee to score a touchdown and go for two. Wright fires it out in the flats, play we've seen from them before, and they may have a flag coming in this play. No, none thrown yet as they grab the receiver near the 10-yard line. Thought it might have been a face mask as Jones was coming through, stopped in his tracks instantly.
Coach Aaron James ran out from the sideline to the 10-yard line to get the play call stopped, the clock stopped, with 1:42 remaining.
He's going to force an early decision by Coach Keaton and the Panthers of Clark Atlanta.
That's their second timeout of the half. This is a 30-second timeout.
So the Panthers to the sideline now. They're going to be facing fourth and goal to go.
You know, Coach Aaron James has a habit of working out before games. Glad he's in shape to make that sprint from the bench all the way down to the 15-yard line to get that timeout in.
Well, you said you saw him in pregame throwing some passes to the receivers.
And looked good.
Yeah.
His form, had elbow up. He's delivering passes to the sideline. He's having flashbacks.
Right. Showing that he is the leading quarterback in Tuskegee history in terms of wins, losses. And still prides himself on top physical shape in the offseason and during the season to be example to his players.
The only problem with catching Aaron James in the gym, you have to get up early. He's in at about 7:45 to 8 a.m.
Sure he is. 1:42 remains. And the Panthers are going to send Cabrera out there for the field goal attempt. Remember now, the Golden Tigers have blocked a kick already in this ball game. This is going to be a 27-yard effort, and the Panthers take a timeout here before they kick it. Cabrera, second in the conference in field goals, 8 of 9 on the season at 89%, and he's hit a long 46-yard field goal, actually 56-yard field goal early in the season against Bethune-Cookman to seal that win down in Florida. But the Golden Tigers know they have to get some surge up front here. Cannot jump, but have got to get a good surge.
There's another factor, Charles. He's kicking from the near hash mark. For a right-handed or right-footed kicker, that's an interesting angle that he's got to make that adjustment. And this is a short kick relatively. So the angle may come into play as much as anything on the punt block, the kick block attempt by Tuskegee.
Yeah, he can't really approach it straight on, which he is. He just came out of soccer as a place kicker, but he'll go straight attack on this. Now slides a little bit to his left, trying to see if he can't get an angle to go in between the uprights. Golden Tigers packing everybody up front. Can they get somebody through on a sliver? Long snap. Now they get a bouncer up there. Got it airborne. Did he hit it? Yeah, he hit it. Flag coming in at the back of that play as well. Maybe roughing the kicker there against the Golden Tigers. Tuskegee almost getting a break there. That football rolled back there to the holder, who did an outstanding job of fielding that on the red carpet here at Panther Stadium and able Cabrera to get it airborne.
Defense, number 5. That penalty is declined.
So they get the point afterwards, and that makes it 36-28 after the field goal by Cabrera with 1:38 left.
Piece of cake.
Sure, nothing to it. So they got to go score here, and then they got to get 2.
If Tuskegee has shown us anything in their playing personality, Charles, I go back to the word resilience. They have been down by 2 scores all afternoon. They're now down 1 score and a 2-point conversion. So they've got to be thinking the game is in our hands. We've got what we wanted. Of course, 1 minute, 38 seconds remaining. You've got to use every second on these play calls in between plays. Treat it as if they're gold.
Nice call. That's exactly what they are. Now, this assessment will allow Cabrera to try to push it past McGee to force the Golden Tigers to start from line of scrimmage. But if McGee can get a good run back on a short kick, that may bode that Tuskegee offense a point of confidence. 1:38 left. The kick, a line drive. McGee should be able to pick this up off the carpet. Feels it at the 5. Up the gut he goes, trying to find a hole. Sprints back to the inside. He's past the 30, up to the 33-yard line. Not a bad return there by Rodriguez for the offense to start.
It's manageable. Did an excellent job of covering up with both hands before he felt contact. You don't want to lose control of the football on special teams. The Tuskegee offense now has the challenge of picking up about 66 yards in 1:28.
And the operative thing here is what we've talked about throughout this ball game that Coach Williams and Coach James have been talking about. Bill cannot miss open opportunities here on this possession. This is as real as it gets.
Four wide receivers in the pattern.
It's going to be pass, and he's got to connect. Anybody open, you've got to put it on the numbers. Snap the Bill. In the pocket, pressure at the corners. He steps up, now fires underneath. Got Leverett into space. Leverett tried to jump over one would-be defender, and airborne at the 41-yard line is where they knock him down. Clock continuing to run. The Golden Tigers trying to hustle back to the line of scrimmage now with 1:10 left. Official stepping out of the way. 1:05. Snap the Bill. Bill, outlet pass down underneath, and I'm looking away from the football that time as Leverett not able to pull it in. Just 61 seconds remains now. Quickly, it's 3rd down for the Golden Tigers. And they're going to have to go upfield on this.
They're also going to have to get multiple plays into Beal. He has no time to look to the sideline for the play call.
They don't have the luxury of those dump down passes at this point in the ball game, which is 61 seconds left. They've got to spread this field a bit. From the 41. Snap the Bill. Looks up, steps up, fires underneath again, turning as a receiver. Leverett to catch it behind his back. This time he'll get out of bounds. Past the sticks for Vibes Restaurant, 1st down at the 46-yard line.
Leverett had to reach back for that last reception. As a result, started to stumble a bit, got his balance, got out of bounds. The clock stopped with 54 seconds remaining. This is not unmanageable for Tuskegee.
You can see what they're doing here. Coach Williams just trying to get those short passes at the sidelines and getting the receivers to catch it and step out of bounds to save clock. 54 seconds is what's on the clock. And what else is on the clock? It's a 38 lead for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. Bill, he'll take the snap. Looks upfield. Now slides to his right. Still rolling a flag coming in the back of the play. Bill loads at the sideline, threw it behind the intended receiver as he goes toward the sideline, coming at that spot where it's likely a hold on that offensive line.
I think you're going to get LeBron Merriweather of Tuskegee on that holding called. Referees at about the 45-yard line.
Boy, that really hurts.
They got Howell for the hold.
45 seconds right now on the clock. That's on hold at this point. But the situation is Tuskegee's backed up after the hold. They'll keep 1st down, but it'll be 1st down and 20 now.
CAU only coming with a 3-man rush is able to get pressure on Beal.
Beal with the snap. In the pocket. Fires underneath again. Leverett took his eyes off of it again. Trying to turn it upfield before he can squeeze it.
The problem for Beal, Charles, he's checking off to that safety receiver really quickly. Even if he makes the reception, he's going to be tackled inbounds and the clock will continue to run. He's got to think a little bit more aggressively, take the shot downfield, see what happens.
Indeed. That's the scenario they're in. Especially with the football at the left hash mark, him being a right-handed quarterback, he's checking down to the right-hand side, which is more space to be covered, and the sideline is further away. Bill now goes up top, stiff with can't pull it in at the 42-yard line. Had it momentarily, but not able to hold on to it.
Pass was on the money that time. Stiff made the attempted catch right at about the 44-yard line. We're down to 32 seconds remaining in this ball game.
Down to a third down here for the Golden Tigers. And their chances of appearing in that championship ball game slipping away. Got to get something big here on third. Bill, he'll take the snap, looks upfield. Now unloads, crossing route. This one's too high and picked off. Interception there by the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. And that'll just about do it for sure. Bill trying to go up the field there and threw the interception. He's trying to do, as you referenced, get it upfield, but overshot the intended receiver by 10 yards. And with that defense of the Panthers just playing soft and pressing back, they were able to just walk right into that one.
Beal trying to go downfield, just overshot his receiver, and CAU had 2 defenders in the area.
No real pressure on that line for Bill. But again, overshot a man throwing that pass high. Receiver, in your estimation, open, wasn't he?
Absolutely open.
Just a pass thrown too tall. The one cry that the coaches have had all season long, and there rears its head again, and probably in the worst fashion here in a ball game that the Golden Tigers absolutely had to win.
Well, that one criteria, accuracy. Beal with time to throw, missed a throw in the end zone, and missed on this last gasp attempt against the CAU defense, which has really been very quick to the football.
They have. So TU takes this final time out. And it looks like they're going to come up short to the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. Just comparing numbers now. Bill in the game, 18 of 31, 174 yards. But that interception right there is the killer there. That's the last nail in a coffin here for the Golden Tigers, who tried time and time again to come back in this football game. Did it twice to come back and cut it to a 1-score deficit, but just not able to go all the way through and get it over the hump.
I give credit to Tuskegee defense for getting the offense in position to even win this football game, Charles. It just happened to be that the clock played into the hands of CAU. Tuskegee, playing from behind, really couldn't use its effective running game to carve up CAU as they did in the third quarter. Once Tuskegee went strictly pass, the speed of CAU took over.
Indeed. That's the way they started, with the short routes and taking advantage of the speed. And for Wright and the Panthers of Clark Atlanta, Wright almost perfect on the afternoon, 20 of 24, 83% of his passes for 299 yards to finish for him for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta.
Did you say 83%?
83%. Only missed 4 routes in the entire game. You called it right when you said this guy is a quality quarterback at any level.
If not for his size.
Oh, sure.
If not for his size.
Sure. Never at Clark Atlanta. Yeah. They'll take the knee there. And the Panthers of Clark Atlanta, before a home crowd here at Panther Stadium, they do what they needed to do. It was a must-win situation for them, and they will stay in this playoff hunt versus the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee, as the Panthers will go now to 6-2-1 overall and 5-2 in the SIAC. For the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee, they will go to 5-2 in SIC play, but the reality is that they lose to another 5-2 team in them. So even if they get there by virtue of a head-to-head, it'll go to the Panthers of Clark Atlanta.
We talked about the renaissance of the CAU football program, led by a number of senior football players and a huge truckload of transfers. But most of all, their quarterback was the difference this afternoon, David Wright, with a spectacular game. When you said 83%, I had to hold myself for a minute because the benchmark for quarterbacks is 60%.
Sure.
When you surpass that, that's a pretty amazing game.
No, that's a pristine passing performance by him and led his team extremely well. Also made a big play scrambling and running for that first down to seal the win for the Panthers of Clark Atlanta over the Golden Tigers final once again, 36-28. The Panthers win it. We'll take a quick break here and back with the wrap-up here on the Golden Tigers Sports Network.
Fans, join the Tuskegee University Athletic Department as they host the Golden Athletic Celebration, a special event in honor of the university's centennial homecoming. The celebration will take place on November 8th, 2024, from 8 p.m. to midnight at the Renaissance Hotel in Montgomery. As part of the historic 100th homecoming, the Golden Athletic Celebration promises to be an unforgettable evening, featuring a live band, DJ, complimentary food, exciting giveaways, door prizes, and an open cash bar. The event will bring together alumni, fans, athletes, and supporters of Tuskegee's rich athletic legacy for a night of entertainment and celebration. Tickets for the celebration are priced at $135 and can be purchased through Tuskegee University Athletics Department website or by scanning the QR code on screen. Join us for a night to remember as we celebrate Tuskegee's athletic heritage and 100 years of excellence.
Greetings. I am Zanaya Sims, a senior pre-law political science major from Little Rock, Arkansas, currently serving as the executive judicial advisor. And why you should vote. Our ancestors fought tirelessly to vote, going through unimaginable obstacles to make sure that their voices were heard. Voting on November 5th, you will be able to protect your future and protect the ones that you love. Thank you.
Back live here at Panther Stadium. Everything's settled here between the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee and the Panthers of Clark Atlanta. And unfortunately, the Panthers of Clark Atlanta come out on top. They win at 36-28 behind a sterling performance through their quarterback, David Wright. Mark, Golden Tigers gave it every effort, cut into when they were trailing by 2 scores or more, were able to break it down twice to give the offense a chance, but the offense just not able to overcome right at the end.
Tuskegee fell victim to the big play, Charles. There were just too many huge third down pickups by CAU for the Tuskegee offense to overcome. Credit David Wright of CAU for playing a tremendous game. And Tuskegee can hope to regroup and get ready for another tough contest next week for homecoming against Miles College.
In fact, we talk about quarterbacks. Our Alabama Power TU Player of the Day belongs to Raekwon Bill for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. When Tuskegee had to have a touchdown on that drive down to our right, Bill took it upon himself on a scramble left side, got hit near the 4 or 5 yard line, just ran through that tackle and able to get the touchdown on the left-hand side to keep the Golden Tigers into this football game. That was our Alabama Power TU Play of the Day. We talk about our Yellowwood Defensive Play of the Day for the defense of Tuskegee. So many good stops by that defense to keep them into the ball game when they need it, especially coming out of that break on that first possession by the Panthers when they got the football to start the third quarter. Defense stood tall there to really make the statement about the way things were going to be in that third quarter. And by and large, they played well. But as you referenced, it's these one or two big plays by that Panther offense that really sealed the fate of the Golden Tigers.
Coming into this ball game, Tuskegee had one of the best third down efficiencies in the conference. They were completing third downs at about 50%. Seemed to just go in reverse today as CAU made the big plays when they had to have them.
They made the big play, and they make a big play to stay in contention for the SIAC championship ball game with a win here over the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. So the Panthers would leap ahead of the Golden Tigers in the standings for that. And Tuskegee, without being able to win out the remainder of the season, meaning winning here this afternoon and then beating Miles at homecoming next weekend, no chance for them to be in the equation for number 1 or 2. So we turn our attention to the end of the season coming next weekend, and it will come at homecoming at Tuskegee University when they'll host the Golden Bears of Miles College, a chance for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee, to really try to step in and play spoiler against the Golden Bears.
One thing we also know, win or lose this afternoon, it will be packed at Abbott Stadium next week. So you better get there early, and we'll look forward to covering it on the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Indeed, it's going to be packed. It is the 100th homecoming for Tuskegee University. So if you're even considering going over even at this late date, I urge you to get online right now to see what you can find. The closest thing you might be able to find is here in Atlanta for that football game at Tuskegee. It's going to be a great festive occasion on Saturday, and we're going to try to bring you as much of it as we can on the Golden Tiger Sports Network. We'll be there for that coverage. That'll do it for our coverage here from Panther Stadium here in Atlanta on a sunny afternoon here in the capital of Georgia. Thinking about pulling out my tennis racket here at some point today. Special thanks to Tuskegee University President Dr. Mark Brown, Chief Operating Officer Dr. Rolanda Rice, Director of Athletics Reginald Ruffin, Deputy Chief Athletics Director Deborah Rogers, Tanya Lee and Stefan Smith in the Marketing and Communications Department, and the Jordan Benson, Sports Information Director at Tuskegee University. Jordan doing such a wonderful job to keep that tradition all the way back to Arnold Houston alive as to quality sports information directors at Tuskegee University. Big thanks to Nick Brown, our game operations manager, and to our production team, which is second to none, with Lisa Burnett and Marcus Burnett. Always a fine job here today on our remote coverage from Panther Stadium. And to game analyst Mark Lassiter. Mark, it's always a thrill working with you. I learned so much about this game of football just listening to your commentary. And a special thanks to you all who are out there listening to the Golden Tiger Sports Network this afternoon. We'll do it again on Saturday, this time from Cleve Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium in the confines of the Tuskegee campus. Make your plans to join us then. Until then, this is Charles Ward on behalf of all of us here with the Golden Tiger Sports Network saying having a great afternoon. And this has been a production of the Golden Tiger Sports Network.